to lead the Skol chant and sound the Yeller horn, please welcome the 31st Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jensen.
Well, hello, this is John Randall, Minnesota Vikings legend, and it is my pleasure to say, Minnesota Vikings fans uncensored, are you ready? Keith, get your people up. Let's go. Skol, 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 baby. Let's go.
Hello, Vikings fans. Welcome to the Let's Skol Show. I'm Fish. As always, I've got the incomparable David Rinaldi, the captain of positivity, Cody Bowden, he who greets with smoke, Skolful Shack, and our captain Keith is doing his Keith things in the background, getting this thing kicked off. He'll be with us shortly. Welcome to our 13th off-season show of the year. We're going to be here every week this off-season. We're going to get through the abyss together. Put that on a t-shirt. The draft is 14 days away, so these next two shows are going to be totally draft related. Tonight, we've got Shaq's prospects. We're going to be focusing on the interior offensive line, and we're going to take a look at mock draft trend and do another mock draft ourselves. We know you love them. It's like Nickelback. You say you hate them, but you don't really hate them. You love them. And if you have something to add to the conversation, draft related, let us know. We're going to bring you on. We also want to answer your questions. So in the chat, so ask us anything you want, and Keith will cue them up. Okay, so for the draft, guys, we're going to be here for the first round no matter what, and we might even be here day two depending on what happens. We've got a new episode of You Got Stumped. We got the hot takes, but that's not all. The most important thing about today is we got a birthday boy today. Everybody give Cody a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Cody.
Happy birthday.
Not quite halfway to dead yet.
Not quite. One more year and we'll be there, I think.
There you go.
So everybody, this is just something new. As you know, we reached that point earlier this year where we can accept the super chats. And we've decided that we're going to try to make it to Skolfest this year, all of us here. So any of your generosity in donating the super chats would be greatly appreciated to help us get there, and much appreciated. And with that, I turn it over to you, Captain.
All right, fellas. So it is Cody's birthday. We're celebrating Cody all night. So if you got a drink, go ahead and raise them up, or raise these up if you got them. I'm going to go ahead and get started early on it. Cheers, Cody. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
I'm going to drink enough water to keep us all hydrated.
Appreciate what you do, Fish. Appreciate what you do. So in typical Cody fashion, we're going to kick this thing off with a little bit of negativity that ends up being positive. And that is, let me know one player that the Vikings either drafted or signs a free agent that at first you're like, what? Like you weren't happy with it. You didn't like it. You thought it was a bad decision, but it ended up working out. What do you got, Michael Fish?
I'm going to be pretty contemporary on this, guys, because, you know, I was not shy about Jordan Hicks.
We all remember that one.
And I was calling him everything but his name his mama gave him, and then he played. And then I got real pissed when we let him go last year.
Like, what are you doing? We can't let Jordan Hicks go.
My baby.
He was the only bright spot.
I was like, he just churned me, and now you just let him walk out the door. But yeah.
So
Yeah, I was.
Fish, I feel like you had another Jordan Hicks.
Hmm?
I think you had a Jordan Hicks last year. I forgot who it was. Kind of had that same thing.
You know, he
Phillips?
might have even been in the same position. I was a little different about him, though. Well, actually,
Cashman?
this past season, I had a few Jordan Hicks,
Yeah, you did.
as you have documented in video clippings and shared multiple times. I was kind of facetiously saying, I don't see Cashman.
I don't see it.
I had a little bit of a problem with Jalen Redmond.
A little bit, huh?
Just a smidge. I might have said one or two disparaging words about him, one or two in passing.
Yeah, you weren't the only one.
I think that I might have given good cause for Van Ginkel to have his name legally changed. Yeah.
Did you have a Jordan Hicks going into this season? Don't do it.
I think we know who it is.
Don't do it.
I think we know who it is. And you keep flashing them pictures of them kids and talking about them to me to get to my soft spot. But I got to see Ryan Kelly. I got to see him make it. I have high doubts about his ability to even come close to a full season. Like, my expectation is he's going to miss at least half the season.
Oof. But what if he plays like 13 great games?
Okay, so that depends, right? He plays week 1 through 13 great, and then he's out for the playoff push.
Okay.
I got a problem.
To be determined. What about you, Shaq? Who's one player that the Vikings drafted or signed that you weren't too thrilled with, but it ended up working out?
So for me, I had to think about it, but I'm gonna just go with the play I've always been saying, Harrison Smith. I really didn't believe in the hype of him coming out of Notre Dame at the time. I really wanted Mark Barron from Alabama because he was the prototypical fly around the field safety. And then once Harrison Smith stepped on the field, I was like, well, I'm glad I was wrong. I'm glad I wasn't the GM at the time. And Harrison Smith, he really showed, like, yeah, he didn't look like the best safety at the combine or during pre-draft scouting. But if you look at where these two players are now, I'd rather be Harrison Smith than Mark Barron.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say it's not looking at the draft, but I'd say almost rather take him over anybody in that damn draft. I'm sure there was like a quarterback or running back that I'm not thinking about, but yeah, that worked out pretty good for us.
Do you think that there's a fan base that, like us with Lewis Seen, where they're sitting there saying, we took this guy and Harrison Smith was right there?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
You know what? I bet you there is. I'm going to find it. I bet you there is one. I really do. Because we got him, in the second round?
Nah,
He's first round.
First. We traded back in, I think.
Oh, we traded back in to get him. Okay, yeah. No, I bet you there's definitely.
We got to see who we traded with, right? Who traded back out of the spot?
And hopefully they drafted a safety too.
Right.
What about you, Ronaldo? Who's the one that you were, disappointed in?
I was like, really, I had no idea who Dante Culpepper was. We had Jeff George. We had a lot of going on at quarterback, and then all of a sudden we picked this kid out of Central whatever in Florida, and I'm like, who is this guy? And then he didn't play for the whole first year, right? Like he wasn't our guy. He didn't play that whole first year. He sat for a year like JJ McCarthy did. And I got a buddy who's like, no, dude, he's like for real. He's like 500 pounds. He can run like a deer and he can throw like a cannon. And he was right, and Culpepper, he was my boy. I kind of liked him at the end, but Culpepper was the guy I didn't like that turned out pretty good.
That's a good one. He did turn out very good, I think so. Just wish it lasted a little bit longer, but definitely one of the best Viking quarterbacks of my lifetime, which I guess isn't saying a lot, but it's the truth. What about you, birthday boy?
So I mentioned this all of last year. I predicted this free agent pickup 2 weeks outside of the Super Bowl. And it was Sam motherfucking Darnold. I thought he was the greatest bust. I was like, what are we doing? Okay, I guess, draft a quarterback. Sam Darnold, him, he'll be the backup. And he comes on after Jay McCarthy's injury, and he just shows out. He lights it up for us. And I believe to this day, I think Sam Darnold turned a whole different page, that with the offensive line that we have right now, we make the conference championship this year. If we had the offensive line that we have right now, he makes conference championship.
Hey, I got news. We're gonna anyway.
Oh yeah. And I was happy he was able to leave, right? And then he goes to Seattle and does his thing, because I know we had JJ McCarthy in the background, and we're in the unknown round with JJ McCarthy, right? Mm-hmm. I'm hoping JJ McCarthy becomes the greatest draft pick in Minnesota Vikings history. He becomes the next Patrick motherfucking Mahomes. He takes us to at least 3 Super Bowls. I'll be fine with 1, but 3, right? But Sam Darnold, it had to be Sam Darnold. Like, everybody doubted this guy. We're like, oh yeah, he's just the backup. That's all right. We got Sam Darnold, and that was on most of us. That was our worst case scenario, with Sam Darnold being our starting fucking quarterback to start the year. That was the worst case scenario. And then drafting Bo Nix or someone, oh shit, we're fucked, And then what he does, he gets 14 wins with Ed Ingram and Blake Brand on the offensive line, and Garrett Bradbury. Like, the dude did that, and it was a great roller coaster ride. It was Vikings written to a T. It was just that type of year. It felt good. It felt good having that kind of quarterback.
For sure.
So you got 2 quarterbacks, and I'm going to go with the quarterback myself. We had Teddy Bridgewater, who just, had a pretty good season with us. Took us to the playoffs, almost won a playoff game if it wasn't for the kicker missing the kick, but the kicker also made all the points, so I don't blame the kicker. But he ended up getting injured. And then we ended up trading a first-round pick for Sam Bradford. And I wasn't happy with that until the next day. I was okay with it. But that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about who we signed in 2017 to be Sam Bradford's backup. And that was Case Keenum.
Here you go.
I was like, are you kidding me? This is who we're getting to back up Sam Bradford. Bradford gets hurt. This guy's going to have to play. This guy sucks. Man, was I wrong? I said Dante Culpepper was one of the best quarterbacks in my lifetime as a Viking. Case Keenum might have been the best quarterback of my lifetime as a Viking. So I was wrong about that. And I'm sorry about that, Case Keenum, that I ever doubted you in the beginning. But I think I've more than made it up since then. So for me, it was definitely Case Keenum. I didn't like that signing when we signed up to be our backups. Like, this team isn't serious.
You thought it was a mail-in season, huh?
Yeah, I thought it was. But it ended up working out. I mean, as much as it works out for the Vikings, we don't go to Super Bowl, so we go to NFC Championships, and we went to 1 that year.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Who had a better season, Case Keenum or Brett Favre?
I mean, it's debatable. It's debatable. It's debatable. We can talk about that in summer. We can talk about that in the summertime. It's debatable.
That 4-hour show downloading on that one.
Right. But look, let's be honest. Were any of us really mad when we signed Brett Favre?
Oh no,
I wasn't.
No, I don't think any of us. I mean, we had what, Tavares Jackson and Gus Frerotte, like a shell of Gus Frerotte. Sorry, Shaq, and no disrespect, but like when we signed Favre, it's like, oh, okay. I was a little, he's a Packer, blah, 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 blah. And I tried to hate as much, but inside I liked it. And then when he threw that touchdown pass to Greg Lewis to beat the 49ers at the end of the game, I was like, Brett Favre, you are a Viking. Like, it was fine, but
he was
never.
You said no disrespect, but you didn't give credit to John David Booty. We drafted him that year.
That's our boy.
I meant all the disrespect in the world to John David Booty.
David was Booty.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I went to a game that year. I don't remember what game it was, but I actually saw John David Booty take some snaps.
Come on,
before the game.
Oh, sick.
Before the before the game.
I never see him take a snap.
Yeah, I know. He was in the end zone, handing the ball off to running backs. I forgot. I don't know what year that. It must have been 2009 when I went to the Cardinals game when E.J. Henderson broke his leg.
You
I
need
feel
to
like that
stop
was
going
on a
points.
stump.
That was on a stump.
It was.
But I think you lost that one, Fish.
But I'm back on a winning streak.
You are back on a winning streak.
Listen,
Thank you for
chat.
that.
Listen, chat. Keith is on a losing streak going to games. We need you guys out there to stop this losing streak. Buy us some coffee. Send us to the games. That way he goes with the undefeated David Rinaldi, Cody Bowden. And he finally picks up his first win at the
Let's go.
Bank Stadium.
It's not my first one. I've been in like 15 games. I just have a losing record. And every time we win, like it's against the Chargers or the Cardinals.
I don't even want to know what it feels like walking out of a stadium
losing.
That would.
Oh, no, it's bad because it's never the Minnesota Stadium. I've only been there once, and I went all the way to Minnesota to watch them beat the Chargers.
That's not bad.
You live in LA.
So, yeah, no, it sucks when you're walking out of there. The walk of shame sucks, especially like when you get beat bad. I've been called Barney a few times, and I've almost gotten fights. And like I'm not really a fighter. Like I'm a shit talker. I'm not really a fighter. But there's been a couple times where I had to be pulled away from getting my ass kicked because I would have got. All right, so not a whole lot of news. Fish is like, I don't want to go to a game with him.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of news going on. It's the calm before the storm. The draft is coming up. The Vikings don't want to make any moves to ruin their comps because, like I've been telling Fish this whole time, like they're in line to get maybe a third and a fourth round comp. So why would they sign anybody? Can't mess that up, right, Fish?
Why would you want to hold on to some bullshit third and fourth round comp picks when you could just nail it down right here? Right, Keith? I mean, come on, man. Try to sell me that bullshit some other time.
Oh, I know. Because next year's draft class is going to be stupidly better than this year's draft class.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, a little teaser. The Vikings are stocking up these comp picks because they're going to trade their first round pick this draft for next year.
No.
I think this year's draft class isn't as
They're getting Genty. Shaq.
I think it's the
Or Graham.
I think this year's draft class is the weakest draft class that we have seen since 2015. I think it's a weak draft class. And I think
you know what? We're going to talk more draft later on, but Cody, I'm getting on board with you. Cody's been saying this is a weak draft class for about 6 weeks now, and I've been telling him, like, hold on. Like, we just haven't done our homework yet. Like, we're going to do our homework. We're going to do our prospects. We're going to start doing mock drafts. We're going to get familiar with these names. And now we've done all that, and this is about a 2-round draft at best.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
So yeah, it's a pretty weak draft, but that's fine. We don't have any picks, so who cares?
It's the right year to not have picks.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Fuck them picks.
Fuck them.
So possibly the biggest non-draft news that came out of Vikings world. I don't know if you're ready for this, Cody. The Vikings cut Nashawn Wright.
Shucks.
Did anybody know he was still employed by us?
No.
All right. How many of our hot takes have been blown up by this move?
Wait.
Cody might have lost one.
Nashawn Wright made it farther than a Caleb Evans.
No,
I'll
I
drink to
didn't.
that.
Did he?
Caleb Evans actually started some games for us. He
Caleb
did not.
Evans is still employed somewhere, isn't he?
I have no idea. Is he?
Oh, look at this, Cody. What do you got about this information? New
Yeah,
information.
Yeah.
Yep, he's giving them our entire defensive playbook.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's about to change this year because we got interior pass rush now.
Problem
But-
is he couldn't explain it to anybody.
Yeah, because he can't do it.
What they're gonna do is this, but I don't know how to stop it.
They kept telling me to do this. I don't even know what that means.
He said guard the receiver, and I was like, I don't know how to do that.
Which one's the receiver?
Which one is
Cut the Harrison Smith. Cover your fucking man.
But I think it's fair to say that we lost that trade.
We might have.
Did we?
I think we lost that trade because Andrew Booth Jr. played meaningful snaps.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
he
sure
got burned a few times. But they still kept playing him, and he's gonna play this year.
I won that trade because I beat Cody on the who's not going to be on our roster first. I had Booth Jr. He had a Caleb Evans. Booth Jr. went first. I won that trade.
All right. So enough of the bullshit, and let's go ahead and get to the draft talk because this is what it's all about. We're 14 days away from the draft. We got this show, and we got a show next Thursday, which that one's gonna be a wild one for me. I'm traveling on Thursday, and hopefully I get to my parents' house in time to get the show going.
Oh boy.
But yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So we're gonna be talking draft for the next 2 weeks, and this week we're gonna start off with our prospects a little earlier. Shaq's gonna go ahead and tell us about some interior offensive linemen, and then we're going to go ahead and get to just overall draft talk. And that's when we're going to invite you and the guests to come on. Like, we're going to do a little earlier this week. We're going to let the guests come on earlier. We want to hear your guys' takes and your guys' thoughts about the draft. So if you want to come on, it'll be your opportunity after we go through these offensive linemen. What do you got, Shaq?
So the least excited position I would say to talk about is, offensive line, unless you really pay attention to the trenches. And I feel like we have all the skill positions, but when it boils down to, what really matters in football, pass rush and blocking the pass rush, we're at that level, but we need to take it to the next level. Currently looking at our offensive line, we have Brian O'Neill at right tackle, who's probably going to be a solid star for the next 2 years. We just signed Will Fries and Ryan Kelly from the Colts, who's going to solidify the right guard and center position. Blake Brandel is in competition with maybe Walter Rouse, who's getting considered to play guard, and Michael Jurgens, who KOC said is going to be in competition for that left guard position, and Darrisaw, who's without a doubt probably our best offensive lineman when he's healthy. So in order to make this offensive line better, I got a couple prospects, mostly guards and centers, who can be versatile enough to start for us next year, and maybe a late first, or if we trade back, a second round pick. Starting off.
So, guys, hold on. I gotta ask
all this trade back stuff. Yeah.
Hold on. I gotta ask. Okay, so you look at our projected starters. That line looks like it could be a top 5 line in the league, much to Michael Fish's chagrin. But you look at the depth behind them. If one of those guys go down, to Fish's elation, we're in trouble. Would you agree with that? Do you feel good with any of these guys on the depth having to come in?
You said expectation wrong. I would not be happy.
Yeah. But you like when your expectations are correct.
Listen, I don't know what you're so worried about. I mean, the idea of Walter Rouse kicking inside to a guard is something David loves.
I do love it because, as you're going to learn from this, a lot of times tackles in college are guards in the NFL. No, it's different. It's different. It's different if you're a tackle in the NFL for like 5 years and then you switch to guard. That doesn't work out that often, except unless you're Mekhi Becton. So that's a little different.
Everybody wants 5 Pro Bowlers across the offensive line. There's no team in the NFL that has 5 Pro Bowlers on the offensive line. Eagles don't even have 5 Pro Bowlers. They got a weak link. The Lions got a weak link. There's always a weak link. Like, look at our offensive line in 2009. Like, we were loaded, and we had a dude playing guard, Anthony Herrera or whatever, right?
Yeah,
like, that was the weak link. We still had a strong offensive line. This offensive line, I think, is built for a top 5.
It is, and I don't think, I know that nobody really wants to see Rouse or Jurgens play, but I think that the brain trust thinks that Rouse or Jurgens can play in a limited amount of time. I don't know that I agree with it, and I don't know that we still don't draft an offensive lineman, and Shaq's going to show us our way. But I'm not really that scared. We've been through way worse offensive lines than this.
I want Robbie to name me every single starter on the Eagles offensive line right now. Every single fucking one of them. Because I'm going to guarantee there's going to be a name on there. And you're like, who the fuck is that?
Who the fuck is that?
Name them.
Go ahead, Robbie. Put him on the fucking board.
And while Robbie does that,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and get started, Shaq.
So first prospect I'm gonna talk about is one of Rinaldi's guys, who he has a hot take about. North Dakota State, Gray Zabel.
Don't care because you don't know.
He's 23 years old. He's 6'6", 312. He's probably going to be considered the most versatile offensive lineman in this draft because he played a little bit of guard, a little bit of center, and left tackle for North Dakota State throughout his career. In 44 games, he played 2,463 snaps, 16 hurries, and 4 sacks, which he allowed. He is number 1 according to PFF for pass blocking grade. He is 18th for run block grade, and he is 8th for overall offensive grade. He is most so considered a mauler, combo blocker, and zone scheme fit. He's projected to go late first. Some things I noticed about Greg Zabel is, oh no. There you go. He played all 5 positions. He showed that he could compete with other top-tier talent at the Senior Bowl when he was doing the one-on-one drills. So, anybody who's worried about the competition level, he's willing to take that competition on. He did an excellent job taking on all the one-on-one pass rushes that the coaches was throwing at him. He is technically proficient. He recognizes and he has a refined technique, which is helpful in his pass protection, where he utilizes his smooth footwork and effective hand placement to neutralize pass rushers. He demonstrated a strong ability to generate a push in the run game, and he effectively climbed to the second level to, block safeties and linebackers on pull plays. Some cons about him, though, is he got shorter arms measuring at 32.5 inch, which may limit him against longer defenders who got longer arms and are able to use their arm techniques. One thing I did say about him is he kind of reminds me of a more versatile Garrett Bradbury with a better anchor.
Way better anchor. With bigger guy.
I love NDSU offensive linemen. They're just, if you look back at all pros, right? An NDSU guy is in there recently. There's an NDSU guy in there on the offensive line. And these are guys that shoot up draft boards and they're like, oh yeah. When is that streak end? I don't know. I don't know when the streak ends for NDSU guys. But what you see on tape and who they're comparing him to, all right, they're comparing to other NDSU guys. You might have to take a chance on it. Go gamble with it if you really want to set up a no shit mauling O-line that you want to run the ball and that is your focus for the year. You probably should go get this dude. NDSU dudes came out of nowhere after their little FCS 5 straight national championships they had. It's because they're built on the offensive line.
That's the thing, Cody. They're winners, man. NDSU doesn't know how to lose. You put winners on a team, and I think we've got a lot of winners on this team, including our fucking quarterback. This is a guy you want that knows how to do nothing but win. And I think that's the plus. Jeremiah Sorrells really loved this guy, and he said the exact same thing that you just did is about NDSU offensive linemen. He's repped 2 of them in his new career, and he said that every single one of them has a mindset that you want on your fucking team. You want them to be on your team. I would also say really quick. I would also say the only comp that a lot of people are throwing out there is Cleveland, our old guy, right? Because he was sort of between the 2 of them. But the reality is that this guy's got a way better anchor and he's way bigger. He's 6'6", 312, and he still has room to add to that frame. This guy could play at 318, 319.
My ceiling for him and my comp is Quinn Mernez.
Yeah, I think it's a way better comp.
If you know who Quinn Mernez is, right? He won All Pro this year, and that dude's a dog. So And it's like how the Eagles drafted, right? They draft winners. They went after all the Georgia dudes. What did the Eagles do? They won a Super Bowl.
So where do you guys think that the highest pick position is we could be at where we could get him? Like as far back?
31.
I wouldn't take him in the first. I wouldn't take him in the first round.
The highest we could get him at will probably be 24.
Really?
You think he's gone after that, huh?
No, the highest I feel like he I'll say maybe 28.
Yeah, I'm going like
31.
31.
The team might draft him late first because they like his versatility. Because
So
he plays
if he's on
left
the
guard,
board,
left tackle, and center.
if he's on the board,
Disagree, Sarah.
If he's on the board at 24, and you're thinking about trading back, knowing historically in the NFL, you're only going to get a 3rd round pick, and you're going to move back spots. That's what you're going to get for the pick 24. Historically in the NFL, that's all you're getting. Everybody's like, oh, we're going to get a 2nd and a 1st. We're going to go drop back and get a 2nd. No, you're not getting a 2nd. You're getting a 3rd round pick, and you're going to drop back a few spots. If he's on at 24 and you look back and you're like, okay, that team doesn't need a guard. That team doesn't need a guard. That team doesn't need a guard. The team before that, though, needs a guard. I'm going to call that team up like, hey, you want to make a deal here? All I need is your 3rd round pick, and you can jump up 5 spots. Boom. I know I'm going to have a guarantee to go get Gray Zabel, and I'm going to add a pick in the 3rd round.
Yeah, I can't take him at 24. I can't and from what I've seen and what I've learned about him, I do like him. I do think he could be a good asset, but I also do recognize the competition level that he played against, even in watching these clips. Like, he's playing against much smaller defenders, not as skilled. He does probably have the best feet out of any of the offensive linemen that are in this draft. The way that he can pull and the way he handles stunts, it's freaking, like I said, it's poetry in motion. Like, he does it quick, it's smooth. He does have a good base. I do like it. I just don't know if it's going to hold up that great in the NFL the way it did here. So I do have some concerns. I would not take him at 24. I'm sorry.
We just talked about NDSU offensive linemen being really.
No, you talked about them.
They have been.
That was more of a monologue, Cody, not a dialogue.
But you just
I'm not mad if we get him if he's a player that we end up trading back, getting some more draft picks, and then we end up taking him. I'm not mad about it. But if we're at 24 and that's who we take, and there's other players who I think will be there, I would probably be disappointed that we took him at 24.
Yeah, I'll say
20,
28, 29, 30, 31. I
feel like we're going to be disappointed on whoever we take at 24. I think we're going to be disappointed when we find out we only got a 3rd round pick and we got picked 29 for trading 24. Like, this is an underwhelming draft.
I mean, Cody, that was actually something I was thinking about today. Is like, man, like, are we going to get disappointed about this draft?
Yes.
If they don't make moves just because like the draft wasn't fun.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
Yes, it's gonna be that, dude. I feel like it's gonna be that.
All right, who we got next, Shaq?
Next, we have one of Robbie's guys, who's considered the best guard in this draft, Tyler Booker from Alabama. He's 20 years old, 6'5", 336. I know you might like that, Fish, big boy.
Nah.
He played 38 games. He had 2,007 snaps, 21 hurries, and he only allowed 2 sacks. His pass block grade is 86.5, which is 11th for guards, 114th for run block grade, and 108th for overall offensive grade, according to PFF. He is a massive, powerful, advanced pass blocker who's projected to go late first, early second. My notes on Tyler Booker is he has an elite anchor. Definitely, I consider the best in this draft class. You don't have to worry about any defensive lineman pushing him into the backfield. He has great arm length, 34.5-inch arms, when the average is only 33 inches. His physicality allows him to manage defenders and create substantial openings in the run game. He has quick processing skills, which, what we struggled with last year was stunts and blitzes, with our offensive linemen getting confused on to who to block and where's the pressure coming from. He'll definitely help with that. A negative or a con I see with him is he might not be athletic enough for the outside zone blocking or screen plays, which we kind of suck at anyways. If we could get him to be better at screen plays, I definitely think our offensive line will go to the top 3 without a doubt. He's a very physical blocker. He might struggle against quick pass rushes. And he also played a little bit of left tackle for Alabama. And his best fit would be in a heavy run scheme, which kind of wasn't that what JJ ran at Michigan?
Best handoffer in the game.
So Shaq, repeat this for me again because I did kind of miss it. What's his arm length?
34.5 inches.
31.5 inches?
34.
34. Okay, good. Okay, so here's the deal, right?
Yes,
why do I like him so much? Because he's a left guard, and that's what he is. All this, he can play every position thing. That might work in some positions in the sport, but I want that specialist. I want a left guard who's going to be a God-blessed left guard for us. With that slightly longer arm length, if anything happens to Darisaw, you know what'll happen? He can kick outside. Randall can go inside of him. It ain't going to be as good, but it ain't going to be as bad as what we got last year.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. That's a big boy right there who's played at a high level for a long time. And I love the age, too. I mean, we could have this guy as our left guard for 15 years. Hello, Randall McDaniel. I mean, I think of the guards, he's my A1 from day one if we're going to get a guard.
Really? I'm 100% with that. Like, we're looking at this draft, and if you're looking at left guard, you're looking at a guy that's going to be developmental, right? That's what you're looking at. You're not going to find a day one starter and just place him and think he's going to be all world out there. So why not put Tyler Booker in between Ryan Kelly and a Pro Bowl center and Christian Darisaw, who is the potential to be an all-pro left tackle and a Pro Bowl left tackle? Like, why not have him, put him in there? All right, you're young. You can learn from the guys from the inside to the outside of you, and you can become that Pro Bowler. You can become that all-pro dude. Like, why not do that? Why do we have Brandel? Yeah, Brandel has been in the league for a few years. You can't teach that old pony a new fucking trick. His trick's already in place, but you can teach this guy a new trick. So I won't even be mad at any of the left guards that you post out.
It ain't even a new trick, Cody. He's a left guard.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter.
That's just it. He's a left guard, and that's where he's going to get dropped. And I really like the idea of Ryan Kelly being a father figure to him to help him with his developmental.
Oh, now you like Ryan Kelly.
As a father figure.
Don't. I mean, you just
father has to be involved. Fish.
There's pro level competition and there's NCAA competition that you're going up against. Right. That's why most left tackles in the NCAA shift into the guard position. Most right tackles shift in the guard position. Right. It's not that hard of a position to learn coming out of college, moving into the inside. That's why most of them moving in the inside because it's easier for them to learn. And if you're going to get a dude to solidify this line, right, he can learn from two really good players and develop along the way. If we wanted a no shit stellar left guard, we would have went after it in free agency.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I love the fact that the dude is 20 years old. That's just ridiculous, man. I mean, that says a lot. I do worry about his run blocking grade and his athleticism to some degree, but when you're 20 years old and you put an NFL program in front of this guy and he doesn't have to come in and play immediately, even though he probably can and win that position, I think that puts us in a much better place on a rookie contract on an O-line that needs another rookie contract, and I think that's a win.
That's why you're saying that, Rinaldi, because like as I've been scouting players for the draft, when I see they're 20 or 21, they jump a little bit higher in my ranking, just based on that. Like when I see a guy oh man, he's really good, but he's 24, I'm like.
And they also say Quasi like drafting younger players, so that might be a bonus for us. Only problem is he might not be there at pick 24.
Really? You think he's going before that?
Well, he is the best guard, and I could see him probably going anywhere from 12 to 20. Well, 12 to 24 if he falls to us.
He falls between him and
I just
Table,
don't think I'm going to be happy.
If you look at guards that were drafted really, really early and they didn't have like that perennial dude next to them, they faltered. Look at Robert Gallery when he got drafted number 2 to the Raiders. He was like the dude that you needed to get, and he comes in and just falls apart. Look at Alex Leatherwood from Alabama. Dude came in and he fell apart because there's nobody next to him. I don't think you put a left guard in there that is 20 years old. They're going to learn.
Alex Leatherwood was like a projected late second round draft.
Yeah, he got drafted.
Like hell for him.
Yeah, because they had an NFL.com analyst being their GM.
Or Mekhi Becton. Insert Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton was ass with the Giants because there's nobody around him. He goes over to the Eagles and what happens? He becomes good because he's learning. Right? He's learning from dudes that are really good, and that's what you need to do for offensive line.
I'll be honest, I don't think there's a single offensive lineman that I want in the first round. Like, I don't think I'm going to be happy unless maybe we trade back to like 28, 29, and we end up getting a second rounder out of it. Then maybe, but like, I'm not going to be happy taking any of these guys at 24. Who you got next, Chef? I like them, but like I'm just at 24. I'm not gonna be happy because I think there's gonna be some other guys there that I'd rather have.
Okay, before I move on to my next prospect, the games you could watch is Kentucky, LSU, and Tennessee. That's the games you could watch to see what you get in Tyler Booker. Next on my prospect, yes, I have Donovan Jackson from Ohio State. He is a guard / tackle, more so a guard. He played in 40 games. He had 2,468 snaps, 29 hurries, and allowed 5 sacks. His pass block grade is a 69.9. Nice. 200 out of 606 prospects. His run block grade was a 70.2, which is 161st, and his overall offensive grade was a 71.8. He has a strong base, high IQ, and he's a great run blocker. He's projected to go anywhere from late first to second round. The reason I caught notice of him was because when Josh Simmons, who is Ohio State left tackle, went down, who some considered the best left tackle in the draft if he didn't get hurt, Donovan Jackson stepped in, and Ohio State did not miss a beat when he took over for Josh Simmons going down. He has ideal size for a guard, 6'4", 320. He excels in run blocking, utilizing his power and flexibility to create movement along the line of scrimmage. He has ability to generate displacement, meaning when a running back is running behind him, he could move and create a gap or a hole for the running back to get through, something we kind of struggle with, running up the middle. His pass protection has gotten better over the years, with the ability to anchor against bull rushes and handle various defensive schemes. He has shown great NFL IQ against, showing good combo blocks, which, we struggle with, like I said before, with twists and stunts. So he will definitely help in that aspect. A con of his is when he blocks, his hands could punch a little wide, and he could, get called for like kind of holding, because if you miss with your hands and you kind of go wide, it kind of gives your body up to the defensive lineman, and they kind of control where you're going. He lacks top-end athleticism compared to elite players at his position, and he sometimes struggles with leverage issues, and high pad level, which could also be a detriment going against elite pass rushers. Games you could watch of him is against Iowa, who has an elite defense. You can ask Cody himself. Penn State, where he went against Abdul Carter, he didn't win against Abdul Carter, but he showed that he could at least go against elite prospects. And Indiana.
Shaq, why am I getting Ed Ingram vibes?
Why am I getting Wyatt Davis vibes?
Maybe that's the one. That's
the one I'm seeing. And I love Wyatt Davis coming out.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't help that they played for the same college, right?
Yeah, and the same number too. I loved Wyatt Davis coming out. I thought he was going to be like really good, and now he looks like Wyatt Davis.
He just does, dude.
Wyatt Davis didn't move out to tackle and help Ohio State win the national championship game.
He looks just average to me. He just looks average. Whatever.
Well, if you go by PFF, I'm
He's
wondering
average.
how he's going to get drafted in the second round.
Yeah, he looks like a 4th rounder by that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, according to PFF. But
Well, I
according
was
to the
looking
film,
at I was looking at the last guy you posted from Alabama. His numbers were low on PFF too.
His run
No,
blocking,
his
numbers
pass blocking was really high,
pass blocking was good. Yeah,
like really high.
80s.
but some project him to go late first. So I wonder where they're getting that information from.
High IQ.
Maybe he's got pictures of somebody in a compromising situation. I don't know. He should be a early day 3 pick.
Wow, really that low?
Wow.
Keith's trying to make Gray Zabel a UDFA, and he's wowing and missing.
I said Michael Fish. I said second round.
But so moving on for Donovan Jackson, it doesn't get any better. We're going with a top 30 visit and Jonah Savaiania.
The Polynesian kid.
Yeah, baby.
Yes, indeed.
Yes,
From Arizona,
100%.
23 years old, 6'5", 336. He played offensive tackle, but a lot of analysts are projecting him to move into guard. In 36 games, 2,418 snaps, 32 hurries, and only allowed 8 sacks. His pass block grade was 82.7. His run block grade was a 64.2, and his overall offensive grade was a 75.9. He has an opposing frame, powerful, and he is a pass protector. He is versatile, having experience playing multiple positions along the offensive line, including right guard and both tackle spots. He utilizes advanced pass blocking technique, which is the snatch trap, which basically means he lets the defender get into his body and he grabs their arms, and it's not considered holding as long as you're inside. As long as you're inside the numbers, they're not going to call a holding penalty. He has inconsistent
kind of looks like a monster.
He does.
He has inconsistent pad levels, so when he blocks, he tends to block up high, and his hand placement when blocking can be sometimes a little off, like I was saying about Donovan Jackson, which can lead to holding calls when he blocks and miss with his hands. The games you could watch of him is UCLA, TCU, and some Senior Bowl game and practices.
Let's see that video.
This is my favorite offensive lineman next to Gray Zabel. I love this dude. He kind of.
You know what? This guy's so big, I don't even have to go full screen to see him.
The thing is, I like it how no one is going after him because I know they probably can't beat him, but he stays in a stance for quite a long time. He doesn't like come out of his stance and then goes after someone. I mean, that might help during stunts when the defense tries to stunt. But if there's no one under him, he kind of like stays like Ed Ingram. Like he just stays there like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? No one's
invoking that name tonight, please.
I know. I would love to see this guy go after it.
There he is right there.
There, yeah.
So he's more this. I said in the group chat, I feel like he is a Viking pick all over because he is a straight project, but we don't have nobody to develop him. So he'll just be sitting away on our bench, waiting for him to, get that start.
We got plenty to develop him. We got 2 dudes. We have Ryan Kelly and Christian Darrisaw to develop him. Like, you stand next to those dudes, they're going to let you know. I mean, they're going to make you better. They're going to, until you get traded, then you ain't going to be good at all. But
Shaq, can you move to the left side?
I mean, shit, he don't got no choice. He ain't beating out Will Fry. He ain't beating out our tackles.
And then what's crazy is people were saying on the chat, like, let's make a whole offensive line full of tackles. Well, the crazy thing is 34 out of 38 career games, Will Fries was a tackle in college. So like we are building. There's something there. If you're thinking that we need 5 tackles on this offensive line, I think that's how the offensive line is getting built this year. I think that both guards are going to be prior tackles from college.
He's my least favorite of the offensive lineman, if I'm being honest.
Me too.
But moving on to my next prospect, Willie Lampkin from North Carolina.
I picked him. We picked him.
Yeah, we picked him. Cody put me
My
on.
favorite
so
player.
I had to give him credit. He's 23.
He's a gangster.
He is 5'11", 290. He's projected to play guard or center. In 36 games, he had 2,551 snaps, 23 hurries, and only allowed 1 sack. His pass block grade was an 88.8. His run block grade was a 87.6. Overall offensive grade was an 85.6 according to PFF. He is technically sound, athletic, and mobile. He's projected to go in the 5th or 6th round, and I feel like that's more so due to his size because he is short and undersized. But when he played bigger than that. He has great leverage when it comes to blocking. He was a state champ wrestler in high school, going undefeated, which I know Fish might like. And
Say that again?
Iowa, baby.
State champ wrestler. Which, when it comes to wrestling, it helps with understanding leverage and hand placements, enhancing his effectiveness on the line. He lacks ideal size for a guard, but plays bigger than that size. Rarely gets pushed in the backfield. He moves people out the gap and rush lanes. Anytime you see Hampton running the ball, it was usually behind him. When he gets beat, he has great recovery ability. Some analysts say if he can't make it as a guard or center because of his undersized frame, he could be like the 6th lineman that you put out there for a heavy set, or he could even play fullback for us.
What?
Yeah.
Bye-bye, CJ.
Games to watch
Hey,
would be the
So the reason why I love the idea of offensive linemen as having been wrestlers is actually low-key because the thing about wrestling, one of the big focuses on wrestling is where your center of gravity is at.
Mm-hmm.
All of your leverage comes from your center of gravity and how much you have it under control. And yes, there's a lot of hand fighting in wrestling. Hand control is key.
Everything.
So really, we don't get Booker and we get this guy in the later rounds. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I see him starting year 2.
You know who he reminds me of is another North Carolina offensive lineman that was a wrestler. Undersized.
Who would
Bradbury.
Bradbury? No, he's North Carolina. Yeah, North Carolina State.
Oh,
So I
same
like
thing.
Willie Lampkin. This is why I like Willie Lampkin, right? There's a 6'4", 6'5" guard that sat behind him. Right? People are like, oh, size. It's all about size. When we're talking about size, he's 5'11", he's too small. Well, what about the 6'5", 6'4" guard that was probably a 4-star recruit out of high school coming in? Why isn't he playing? It's because Willie Lampkin was better. And that's how we should be looking at these guys and these draft picks. I don't care about the size. If the dude can play fucking football better than what you have, that's the guy you're going to put in there in the game.
But NFL scouts, the professionals who like to draft players, they like their size. They like their their schematics on what their prototypical offensive lineman should be, quarterback should be, halfback should be, because they don't like going outside those ranges. I know if Robbie's in the chat, he always likes to bring up the charts and the bell curve. So when you pick the outliers, but I feel like he would be a great outlier for us. He might be one of those ones where we could get him late, develop him, and he could be a solid starter for us. even if it's only for 4 or 5 years. I feel like he could develop into something great for us. Some games you could watch of him is during the Senior Bowl practice. If you feel like he's too small, go watch the one-on-ones. That gives you a great idea of what he can do. You can also watch him against Georgia Tech and Duke.
He does look super small.
He's tiny, bro.
Let me
He
just tell
does,
y'all
but he doesn't
something.
get beat. Like that's the thing. He doesn't get beat. Like his base is strong as fuck.
Yeah. Randall McDaniel was lighter than he is, and I know it's a different era. It's how strong you are.
Mhm.
Randall McDaniel was like a piece of iron. It didn't matter if he was lighter. His torso never bent. He was like a steel rod. And
Those
this guy
numbers.
right here, you know, John Randall was undersized too, and he worked on the inside. I like this kid, and I like him a lot.
He
His
has
PFF
heart.
numbers are great. They're unbelievable, to be honest with you. Those PFF numbers are killer, honestly.
And the last prospect I have is a straight center, Jarrett Wilson from Georgia.
Love this guy. A little raw, but I love him.
21 years old, 6'3", 310. In 29 games, he has 949 snaps, 7 hurries, and only allowed 1 sack. His pass block grade is an 84.9. His run block grade is a 76.0. And his overall offensive grade is a 79.6. What he is known for is his technical pass blocking skills and agile. He's projected to go in the 3rd to 4th round. He might even slip into the 2nd round after his combine performance, which I really like, and which made me put a keen eye on him because he ran a 4.84 40 and he had a 1.72 10-yard split with a 9 and the 4-inch broad jump. He exhibits excellent foot speed and agility, allowing him to effectively mirror defenders in pass protection and execute reach blocks and zone schemes. He demonstrates strong hand placement and leverage, often winning battles against larger opponents by playing with low center of gravity, which Fish was just talking about with the wrestling. In 2024, he allowed only 1 sack and 9 pressures. He has cons about him is he only has 1 year of starting experience. His athletic traits and technical skills make him a promising candidate for teams employing zone blocking schemes, which we kind of do. And what I like about him is he could sit behind Ryan Kelly for 2 years, and then we could plug him in when needed. Games to watch is Texas, Alabama, and LSU.
The key words, Shaq, that you mentioned were his technicalities while he was in there. Dude's only been a starter for 1 year. If he has those kind of technicalities after 1 year's worth of start, that is a guy that you focus on. That's the guy that you narrow in on. Because what happens when he does 3 to 4 years worth of playing time? How do those technicalities develop? Like it's going to develop. If he has this good of technicality right now, his technique is so good right now with 1 year of starting. Imagine him in 3 to 4 years. He's going to be fucking amazing. I love this kid.
What round is he projected, Shaq?
So he's projected to go 3rd or 4th, but I'm guessing the way he went to the combine and lit it up, he might go 2nd round, honestly. But if he's there in the 4th round, I'd gladly take him and sit him behind Ryan Kelly for 2 years.
For about 3 games, and then he'll be forced into action.
I mean,
Stop it, Fish.
just think about it. His technique was so good at center, right? What happens if we move him to left guard for a year? Like, is his technique? I mean, he doesn't have playing time, right? But he learned so fast that where he became a really good center. Put him at left guard. Do you think he's going to learn really fast again? I think so.
Yeah, and the only reason he only started for 1 year is because he sat behind another elite guard from Georgia. Was what's his name? Sam. He had that three name.
Jared Wilson, I drafted in like almost every mock draft that comes up to me.
He's one of these guys, Shaq.
Yo, there he is.
Woo. A top 30 visit.
Tyrone Ingram Dawkins. That was the 3-name guy from Georgia. Who the Vikings did bring in for a top 30 visit, and we'll talk about them later. But sometimes when you bring in a guy for a top 30 visit, you're not bringing them in because you're interested in them. You're interested in someone who plays next to them.
Is your friend single?
I mean, pretty much. All right, so like I said earlier, there's some good players there. We do need some offensive line help, especially with the depth being bad, but I'm not taking one at 24. Do it, Cody. Do it, Cody.
All right.
Go, Cody.
Jack.
It's your birthday.
It's my birthday. Pull
go.
your drinks out.
Oh,
And dump some coffee for us, please. We want to go see a game at Skol Fest.
Let's go. Happy birthday, man.
Yeah. And Keith has to fix super chats, apparently.
Yeah, he has to fix his losing streak. This is terrible right now.
Mm.
Are you on a 3 or 4
That
game losing
too.
streak?
It's not even that bad, but I'm gonna let you roll with it.
It's 3.
Oh man.
All right, so now what we want to do is we want to get into some draft talk, and this is the point. If anybody wants to jump in from the audience, this is the time where you could jump in now and let us know your takes on the draft, what your thoughts are, what we should be doing. But let me start off with you fellas who are on screen now. What is your excitement level going into this draft right now? Because the draft could be either exciting or you could be dreading it or you could not give a F about it. Where are you guys at, Rinaldi?
I think that there's a chance that we might all get surprised somehow. Like I see either like real high or real boring and nothing in between, which means like 4 draft picks, you pick kind of where you're at, maybe do one trade, that's the boring side, or we just do something fucking crazy and go, what? And I think that there's a chance that could happen. I am of the opinion that this team thinks they are all in this year and something funky could happen. So my excitement level is, I would say I'd put it at a 7.2, but I'm interested. I want to see which way it goes. And I'm okay with either one. I think we've set ourselves up nice. If we walk away with 4 or 5 draft picks, I'm okay with that. If we walk away with some crazy trade and we get somebody that we never thought we would, it won't surprise me. Don't be surprised. Buckle up. We think we're a contender. Let's be one.
What about you, Cody, Mr. Positive? What's your excitement level going to this draft, which is one of the weaker drafts in recent memory?
So I love that this is one of the weakest drafts that I can think about, because I think we have a roster right now that is just as good as the 2000-2001 year roster. And I think that was one of the best rosters that you could have had on a team, right? Because you had Dante Culpepper, 99, coming in. He had his 1 year. You're stoked about what he's going to do in year 2. We got J.J. McCarthy coming in. Didn't see what happened, but he's coming in to take over for Sam Darnold. The offense is in place for him to have a very successful year, right? The defense was like, okay, how do we fix this defense? How do we get the defense better? Not necessarily fix it, right? Because the defense is really good last year. How do we fix the shortcomings of the defense? What we did is we brought in 2 dudes, an all-pro defensive tackle, a pro bowler defensive tackle to solidify that defensive line. What Brian Flores likes to run is blitz, blitz, blitz. Now we have interior defensive pressure. And now I think we have a really good roster to where during the draft, I'm not even going to be like screaming for a player. You go get that guy. You go get that guy. Unless it's Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty, or Abdul Carter. And if they drop, because those are the dudes that are the top, the 3 that are probably going to have a good year. This draft reminds me of a bunch of, I'll say Jadeveon Clownies. They got that ceiling. They're going to be strong starters for their career, and that's about it. They're not going to be no shit all world, all pro. They're not going to be perennial pro ballers every single year. Just strong starters, right? And there's a bunch of them out there that you can get to fill the position. So I'm like, yeah, I'm with Purple Skol right here. I'm at a 5. I really don't care who we draft. as long as it makes kind of sense. Like if we're going to draft a quarterback, then I'm going to be like, oh, fuck, that doesn't make no sense. Why are we drafting a quarterback, right, in the first round? But if we do draft, like, so let's say a left guard or a defensive tackle or a cornerback, I want to be like, all right, makes sense. I love this position that we are in for this draft because there's not a no shit all world guy that you're going to scream and pound the table for. It's just dudes that will insert and play, and your team is good. Because I think this roster is just as good as the roster we had in 2000, 2001, a Super Bowl roster. It's all about J.J. McCarthy and how he plays quarterback.
What about you, Michael Fish? What's your excitement going into this draft?
We doing a show on draft night?
Yes, we are.
I'm a 10, baby.
Hey.
And I'm not just talking about all this.
Oh, wow.
Hey, drop some scrolls in the chat.
Look, all right, so here's the deal. And here, I don't have a particularly high expectation for this draft and the picks that we get. Even if we were to make the move like that David and I tried to make the move last week. But I do think that we have a great opportunity to fix one position in this draft. And if we can just fix one position, even if it's cornerback for an extended period of time, or defensive tackle or left guard, if we can fix one position, I will be happy. If we draft somebody, and look, if the first round's a bust, but let's say we get Willie Lampkin later in the 5th round and he turns out to be a really good left guard for us, I'm happy. Fix one position. Next year, I'll have higher expectations where we'll need to fix 2 or 3 positions. But one position, I'll be happy. I'm excited, baby. I'm ready to roll.
So, Shaq, we've gone over a few position groups and talked about the draft for the past few weeks. We had a good free agency. What position groups do you think are the most important in this draft that we address? Or is it just best player available and there's not a certain group?
So I will say, I know Cody likes to say it's not a strong or elite draft, but it's a strong draft for 2 positions, which we need: cornerback and defensive tackle. There's so many cornerbacks and defensive tackles in this draft where we could draft one at 24 and they might make a Pro Bowl or 2. So for me, my assignment level is, I say I'm at a 7 because, like Purple Skol said, we haven't really drafted well. And I think Fish brought it up. We don't have a track record on what Crazy likes to do during the draft. For 3 years, he traded up, he traded back, and he he stuck in the pick. So with 4 picks, the best thing for him to do would be to his first hit. Like I would want him to think about trading up. Like if there's a player that you think is going to be a Hall of Famer, fuck these picks, trade whatever you can to get that player because this team is already stacked without the draft. If we can't get a Hall of Famer, get a starter who's not going to make us, who we don't have to worry about for at least, I'll say, J.J. McCarthy's whole contract. That is my 2 options for Crazy to keep his job for this draft. And, for me to say what the draft should really equal to. So I'm at a 7.
What up, buddy?
What's going on, fellas?
Lenny!
Love you,
What's
Len.
up,
How you
everybody?
doing, man?
Oh, I'm all right. How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
We're good. How you feeling about the draft?
Man, I don't know. Like I said in the comments, I'm about a 5. I'm not really excited. I'm not really too low on it. It's we got 4 draft picks. I anticipate us trading back. I don't even know who. I don't even know. I know they have their top 30. I don't know who everybody they've brought in. I know I've heard a lot about the Harmon kid from Oregon.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know who else we really brought in. I don't know. Did we bring in Booker on the top 30?
No.
I'd love. We have the list. I'm sure.
No.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's
Yeah.
2 players on our top 30 that have been in the top 30 visit, the Shrine Ball, and the Combine. It's been Derek Harmon and Siobhan Revel. Those are the 2 dudes that we've had multiple talks with. And I think my opinion, I think that's who, like, we're leaning on those 2 as our first round pick, right? And I'm like, and I think because they brought him into so many visits, we're trying to like determine which one of it is it going to be, right? Like, who's our no shit dude at 24? And I think after all those visits that we had with those 2 players, whoever had that top 30 visit and impressed the most, that's the guy we're going to go after. And if he's not there at 24, we're going to bounce back to the dude that we were talking about, because we are a top 30 visit drafting motherfuckers.
Yeah, we are.
After last year, we are, because the years prior we really weren't. It was just Quessy was out there fucking fishing and like trying to guess. But after last year, after the top 30 visits and the amount of draft picks we took from that top 30, I think that's way Quessy's going right now.
Emerson, we're going to be live on draft day. Yes.
I could see it too. I don't know if I've heard that Harmon being selected by anybody other than us in the first round. So they could be maybe anticipating him being there a little bit later, maybe in the early second round. So that's why I anticipate us trading back, because that first night, I just don't think there's going to be a whole lot of like, ooh, yay, rah to it type of thing, But
so would you be mad, Lenny, if let's say we trade out of 24 and all we got was whoever's there in the second round, whoever has a pick early in the second round, right?
How early? What are you talking about? 35?
Yeah, 35.
I wouldn't go any further back than 34. Really, 35, 34, because then you would need to get their third round pick for sure. I mean, granted, we know Quasy's not great at getting value for those trading back super far, but I don't know.
What would make me jump out of the seat would be we got a second round pick and we only traded back 4 or 5 slots back. That would make me jump out of the seat like we did in last year's draft during JJ McCarthy.
Hey, I got a question for you guys about those 2 players Cody mentioned, Revel and Harmon. If it's pick 20 and all of a sudden we see Quasy say, I got him, and Quasy moves up to pick 20 and picks one of those 2 players, are you mad, happy, or indifferent?
I'm whatever. I'm indifferent.
If you pick who?
Either Harmon or Revel. If he moves up to get him,
I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't trade up. I'd be disappointed.
I think you can get somebody at 24 that's as good.
Yeah, I wouldn't be particularly happy about us trading up and having to waste other draft capital.
Not on one of those.
We're assuming that these players are going to be there.
Happy birthday!
So
yeah,
Don,
how's Sarah, Cody?
Where's the video?
I'm like in bed with the lights off. I'm about to go to sleep. I just came on to say happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. You touched my heart.
Tyler Booker might go top 10. We don't know.
Oh, I was just gonna ask you guys. I saw a mock where we trade down to 34 with the Giants so that they can move up to take a quarterback, and we get their 34 and their 62 pick.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. You choose.
Okay. Anyway,
basically,
I'll take that.
Yes, I take that. 100%.
All right. Well, I'm going to bed. So good night, y'all.
Good night, Sarah.
Thanks for jumping on.
Would you guys honestly take those 2 twos with the amount of, the lack of talent that's out there, and then all of a sudden
because at 34 we're still getting one of our top choices. It's probably gonna end up being like a cornerback. It's probably gonna be like Revel or Benjamin Morrison, like one of them, which is fine.
So we all know Quasy likes those injured boys.
I mean, you got to look at
all the cornerbacks are injured, Lenny. Like all of them. We went through them, and like when we were like going through the prospects and we're talking about him, but he did have a knee injury last year. But his hip popped out of place. His back is bugging him.
Who's at 25? We should look at who's at 25 and beyond. Right? What are the teams? What do those teams need? Cornerbacks or defensive tackles? I think we're in a tough, very, very tough spot because I also think those teams need defensive tackles, left guards.
We are. We'll talk about that. But you guys kind of brought up something about not wanting to trade up and give up future draft picks, because that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. The reason we don't have draft picks in this year is because we traded up for Dallas Turner.
Yeah.
So we moved up 6 spots and we gave up our 3rd rounder and our 4th rounder. And we gave up our 2nd rounder to get that 1st round pick from the Texans. So essentially, we gave up our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th rounder in this draft to move up 6 spots and get Dallas Turner. How are you feeling about that right now?
Well, it was more like 26 spots because we traded our 43 to get up to 23.
Okay, fine. We traded our 3rd and our 4th this year to move 6 spots and get Dallas Turner.
Fair.
I said it like a month ago. He better fucking play more than 15% of the snaps.
He will.
I said that a month.
He was their number 1 defender on their draft board.
He was,
and that's why they went and got him. So in my opinion, it was worth it. At 24, I don't think there's anybody on their board that's number 1 in the position. Maybe safety, depending on how that goes.
Malachi starts.
But how much do we trust our board with Kwesi's track record of drafting? Like, is this like, to me? I still have hope for Dallas Turner, but this feels, if Dallas Turner doesn't show out and end up becoming that guy, this is a bigger blunder than Lewis Seen. Because we gave up more to move less. No, I'm not saying it's over. I'm not saying it's over for him, but I'm saying if Dallas Turner ends up being Lewis Seen, like, this was worse.
He's already better than Lewis Seen. He's already produced way more than Lewis Seen ever did. 100%. So we can't even make that.
And he's going to take Lewis Seen's spot. They're going to move him back to safety.
So y'all basically feel like there's no player in this draft y'all would take at 24. Y'all have to trade back.
Yes.
No.
There's 2 players I'll take.
Players that you can take at.
There's
24.
2 players I'll take at 24.
Let me tell you something. Dallas Turner's a top 5 draft pick in this draft.
Yeah, 100%.
Fucking stop. Just fucking stop.
Wait.
But JJ McCarthy's the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy
traded up with JJ McCarthy.
Dallas Turner's the number 2 pick in this draft. I will put that
for sure. For fucking sure, Cody.
Something I heard is that that tackle from
a book articles before him.
The tackle from LSU, is it the Will Campbell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've heard some talk about him since he's got short arms, is putting him at guard. If he fell to 24, I think I would take a flyer on that.
Yeah,
he's a top 10 tackle. I understand that if he falls, check. That's probably the only player I think I'd stick and pick for, is to put him at guard, because then he's a tackle too. Because if Darisaw goes down, guess what? You move him right outside.
I would love it, Lenny. Trust me, I would love that pick. I would love that pick if he falls.
Many people in the chat don't know that. Hey, Will Fries was a tackle his whole collegiate career. He was a tackle his whole collegiate career. Will Fries was a tackle.
You getting Rinaldi wet over there?
like think about what we're doing on the offensive line. It's new. It's new in a way.
Bro, he's also a round pick or something, wasn't he?
We're going to be moving Darisaw into center out of necessity. And then...
No, we're not moving Darisaw. We're looking at
Michael Juergens.
Michael Juergens was a center.
And his brother's a center.
Wake Forest, and then Sam Hartman left because he got sacked too much.
So I think we did end up trading too much to move 6 spots to get Dallas Turner, especially when Jared Verse was there, which, okay, that's a little bit of hindsight, but I would have been happy of drafting Jared Verse. Like, I wanted Dallas Turner first and foremost. I did want him. But we moved up 6 spots and gave up a lot to get Dallas Turner. And like Robbie and Chris in the comments are saying, it didn't even make sense to go for that position. Maybe not exactly because of what we have. You know, we'll get Grenard, getting Van Ginkel, but he was also the youngest one out of the bunch. So I don't think they were drafting him to play this year. I don't think that was the move.
It wasn't.
Well, that and the way they used Turner in some games, the Turner and Verse are not the same player. Verse is a 4-3 end.
You're right.
Turner is
You're
a
right.
3-4 outside linebacker that could go out, and he had a pick. I mean, did Verse have a pick? No, he had sacks and pressures. Like, that's what he was doing. He was just see quarterback, get quarterback. I mean, I don't know.
Hey,
We need to watch that Rams game.
Lenny's talking
Both of them.
football. He's literally like he's like dumbing it down for those retards that are out there. Right? He's like, hey, this is a 3-4 defense. This is a 4-3 defense. 3-4 means you got 3 defensive line on the defense, 3 dudes on the defensive line. 4-3 means you have 4 defensive line, and like the dudes like Robbie are like, oh. That makes sense now. Like,
Look, I'm still not mad about the Turner pick, and I'll defend it with my dying breath.
Me too.
Okay, but the pick,
Mad about it.
I'm happy with the pick. What about the compensation we gave up?
Fuck them
100%
picks.
happy.
A third and a fourth pick to move up and get him?
Yes.
For a guy that would be top
Okay,
5 in
the
this
guy
draft,
that's our future,
yeah.
the guy that's going to replace Van Ginkel probably in a year and is going to show out. Yes, I'm fine with it.
Why is it okay to pick a guy at number 10 at quarterback and say, oh, he's not ready. Let's sit him for fucking 3 years and go get Aaron Rodgers and anybody else but this guy. But this other kid that we pick at 15, oh, he can't sit. He better start right away. Stop. Just stop. It's not. We have 2 Pro Bowlers on a team in front of them in the same position. This is ridiculous.
Which I think was happenstance. I mean, didn't Van Ginkel have an injury history? Like, not just once he was injured.
Sure
he
did.
had an injury history. So, I mean, he was hedging his bet that maybe Turner was going to play more than he did. But, Van Ginkel didn't really get hurt, and he played out of his mind. But the fact is that Dallas Turner could possibly be our next generational talent.
Hell yeah.
And it's just going to be a minute before he gets there. But once he shows up and shows out, then we're going to be, thank God we picked him, because there ain't been anybody like him in the last 3 drafts. So we got it.
Yep.
What's up, Mike?
22.
How you guys doing tonight?
Good, man.
What up, buddy?
Just, vibing, watching the show, and just got back from the gym. Thank God I don't have any chicken here tonight.
Kind of. Little Chicken Little.
How you feeling about the draft? How you feeling about the
I'm
draft?
feeling good. I mean, I pretty much said that excitement's at a 9, but this, you're right. It does feel kind of weaker since like what was it, like 2015, 2018?
2015.
I'm celebrating Coach of the Year good. Thank you, Alex.
Mike looks swole.
Yeah, that's
Still
that gym
G's,
vibe.
bro.
No, I'm not taking off this sweatshirt. I'm not taking off this sweatshirt.
I'll bring it full circle. So the picks we gave up, right? You said we gave up a lot of picks to move up 6 spots. Dallas Turner and JJ McCarthy, they're still considered, first round picks. Do we really need to more picks or more players on this team? I feel like we should just get a star player at 24 if we can.
A star.
And then
Or even
we
move
don't
up.
really. We could move up, but I if we stick and pick, I feel like there's a lot of talent at that pick. Yeah, it's gonna probably be 2nd round talent, but the Vikings is not a bad team that we need all these players to fill depth positions. We got a lot of depth,
about it.
and we got elite starters.
That's what's crazy about it. If you think about it, Dallas Turner would be a no shit top 5 pick this year. When we got him at 12, that's how weak this class is. Like, you got to think about that. Like, the class is weak this year. Why not?
Well, that and Turner and McCarthy are both 21 and 22 years old.
Thank you.
So they're still younger than a lot of the people even being drafted this year.
Thank
so
you.
You got to think about that. But I do think we need to hit. I'm not on like superstars per se, but we need to hit on players to fill in the depth, because I do get Fish's point. We signed a lot of older guys in key positions, and I feel like we need to be able to have like a backup plan. Need to hedge our bet, So that's my only gripe about it is I feel like we need a few extra picks to try. I mean, I don't want 7th rounders. I'm not trying to be Rick Spielman and have fucking 13 7th round draft picks on my team, but you know what I'm saying? Like if we can get an extra 2nd or 3rd, if we have 5 draft picks and we have 3 in the top 100, I'm cool with that.
See, the thing is, Lenny, for me, the thing is, we have a lot of comp picks for next year, and next year's draft class is going to be way better than this year's draft class. So I'm happy where we're sitting at with right now. I don't need to trade back to get a guy in a weak draft class to go get a guy that's weaker than the guy that we could have picked at 24. Because I already have.
I get it.
I have those comp picks already for next year's draft. I have it. I have. Like, there's going to be a massive amount of good dudes next year. I have the comp picks for it. This year's draft, I'm like, okay, let's just fucking figure it out. Let's just, hey, this guy and that guy. And I'm good with it. I don't need to trade back. Why am I going to trade back to get more mediocre players instead of just waiting for the next year? That's my opinion on it.
Skol, George.
Bad mojo. What's the mojo?
What do you mean a lot of bad
the
mojo?
thing is as we've kind of gone through this, I'm really not interested past the 2nd round. I don't see a whole lot of potential.
Right?
Well, check. The only thing that I've really been excited about was the possibility of getting 2 2nd-round picks. And
at 24.
What you might have noticed, sir, was in our mock draft last week, our first move was to try to move up to pick 5. But our guy went on pick 3.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we can manage to get the two 2nd-round picks, then yeah, I think I'm good. I think we could get 2 good players out of it. We stand a chance. Once we get past the 3rd, I don't see a whole lot of good players out there, except for maybe what's that running back you like so much, Keith, out of Central Florida?
RJ Harvey
and Lampkin.
It's crazy. People think that if we trade out,
Kings just scored.
If we trade the 24th pick and we get like pick 29 through 32, that we're going to get a 2nd-round pick. Historically in the NFL, that does not happen. It does not fucking happen. You're going to get a 3rd-round pick, and you're going to go back to 29-32. So you need to rethink your mock drafts, people. Like, everybody goes through these mock drafts, and they're able to trade a bunch of picks for a bunch of different, like, first-round picks worth this team's 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th-round pick, and I'm going to get the 2nd for next year. It's not going to fit. You guys need to get
What's up, Timmy?
What's up, buddy?
There's Timmy Podcast.
What up, buddy?
What's up, guys?
Yo,
bring the noise, man.
How you feeling about the Vikings draft? What's your thoughts right now?
I think we'll get two guards, a safety, and a tight end.
Not bad.
Do you think we're going to stick and pick, or do you think we're going to move it all?
I think we'll move back to. I think we'll move back to 37 and get 2 or 3 picks out of the trade back.
I agree with the trade back, but if we end up with 2 guards, a safety, and a tight end, I'm gonna be upset.
Do you think us trading back to 37, the talent pool will be gone?
It's gone. It's gone.
Nah, like I said, I think at 37, we still get a good cornerback.
Depth.
You might get Walter Nolan, who I actually don't want anymore, but you might get him
at 37.
Yeah, I think he's gonna drop.
I was gonna say I haven't seen him mocked out of the 1st round yet.
Yeah, his class is way too weak to go get Walter Nolan.
Do I have to make that my hot take that Walter Nolan will not go in the 1st round?
I think it's a good hot take.
Yes, that's gotta be a hot take because he's going the 1st round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I think
mock draft I've seen he goes in the 1st.
I don't see it.
We'll get that one guy, Brad Hart Smith, as a guard.
Smith.
He has starter power.
Which
I
guard?
mean, what is it? Dorcephus, what is it?
Smith.
WD-40? What is it?
Yeah, I would
mean-
say there's 40 starter talented players in this year's draft, right?
Get one.
That's 40 picks. So, so let's say 20.
And we only have one in that 40.
Let's say 20.
You only need one.
Let's say
Takes one position.
Let's say 20 go off the board. Now you're just surrounding with 20 for the next 6 rounds after the first round. All of a sudden, if you trade back, you're kind of like throwing a dart. You try to get one of those one.
A Jackson dart?
Hey, I hope Jackson Dart goes in the top 5.
I don't.
Go top 10.
No, I don't want him to go top 10. I want him to be there at 24 because that's how we're going to come up the most. Somebody that wants him, and he's there at 24.
I think it's going to be on a wide receiver. I think
that's where we come up.
That's at 24.
And hello,
will be a wide receiver.
You want the Giants picks, right? Jackson Dart being there at 24 is how you get the Giants picks.
I think,
Or Cleveland.
we're going to get a second round pick if Jackson is still there.
Do you think Derek Harmon will start for us?
Yes.
No.
Do you think
Derek Harmon?
I think
in the rotation, he'll get 600 snaps.
There you go. In the rotation, like Rinaldi said, I think we're going to copy the Eagles on the defensive line. I think we're going to have a thick defensive line, and we're going to be rotating a lot.
Thank God.
You might not be a starter, but you're going to be playing a lot of snaps.
Yeah, and we're not going to fade at the end of the season like we have for the last 5 years. If we do that.
Yeah, let's not do that again.
I get we might want
Yeah, Harrison Phillips does not need to play another 1,000 snaps again this year.
No.
All right, Alex, give me some grace on this a little bit, okay? Because I don't have a straight up answer for this one, but I do think we're going to trade out of the first round. But if we do pick in the first round, it's either going to be Barron from the Texas, the cornerback, or it's going to be Derek Harmon. Barron or Harmon.
I think it might.
That's a good choice.
I predicted both first round picks last year.
Keith's 2 in a row.
I picked both last year. What are you talking about?
No,
I
did.
picked DJ and Turner.
Turner.
No, you get the fuck out of here. You weren't me. No, you were happy about it. You didn't pick them. I picked them before the draft.
I haven't predicted.
And I picked Addison. And I picked Addison while you were like hoping for Levis.
I wasn't hoping for Levis. I didn't. Really
I got the video, my guy.
Oh, yeah,
I got the video. I got
some mayo in your coffee.
Addison or Levis.
I was
like,
I got the
He
video.
was supposed to go top 5. He was supposed to go top 5.
Who?
Will Levis.
Yeah, so was Malik.
Yeah, for the gambling.
Malik Willis was supposed to go top 5. Yeah.
For gambling purposes, that was the.
Oh yeah, they fell off the map.
So let me ask you guys this, and whoever wants to jump in and answer it can answer it. But do you think the Vikings should be drafting on need, like some of us think they need a cornerback, a defensive tackle, or safety, or should they be drafting on talent? Who's the best player there? Like, what should they be drafting for right now?
I feel it should be BPA at a couple different positions.
Yes. All right. So
when
you draft for need, by the way, it's not because you draft a safety that is going to take Harrison Smith's position. Harrison Smith, draft for need is the need for this year.
Correct.
That is the
That's the definition of draft for need. It's this year.
That is the draft for need.
Yeah. No, you're.
That's why we drafted Bradbury at 18.
Right.
Yeah,
correct.
we've never seen him.
Yeah, it was for that year.
So the draft for need, if this is a draft for need, we'd be drafting a left guard or a cornerback right now. Or a left guard mostly. Left guard mostly.
Yeah.
Right now we need 6 spots to fill the 53 roster. So we still need 6 spots.
Six spots. We still need 6 spots. But
so what does the current Minnesota Vikings team need? Would you guys say?
I'm glad you asked that question, Shaq, because I was trying to form it in my head.
A good offensive
and I was
line
actually
starts.
thinking, surprisingly, we have a need at a lot of positions. We have good players at a lot of positions. But if you think about it, where are we locked down at? Tackle, linebacker.
In the NFL, that's locked down at any position, though.
But I mean, we've got bona fide starters in that spot where we really couldn't draft a starter to overtake him. Tackle, linebacker, edge. Other than that, we could draft a starter anywhere.
I don't think you're going to get a starter out of this draft this year. I think you draft.
Whoa!
I think you draft to develop a starter for 2026.
What?
That is my complete take on this, and that would probably be D tackle, interior offensive line, or cornerback. Or even
Here's a sneaky position I think that is a huge need for our team, and that's middle linebacker for the 3-4. I think we need to get somebody. I mean, we brought in Eric Wilson, so it kind of gives us a little grace because he plays that position, but Cashman's oft injured. Pace is only good at rushing the quarterback and defending the run. His pass defense grade is dead last in linebackers. So I feel like if that is it, that Alabama linebacker that like blew the doors off at the combine, if he's there, maybe you stick and pick him and he's a game changer. But I also have been hearing a lot about that kid from Minnesota, the linebacker from Minnesota, in the fifth round.
I think if you're drafting for need, the only need would be left guard, in my opinion. It's the only need on this team. You got Brandel. Okay, and if you want to go, okay, well, we need a nose tackle. That's a need. Is it really a need when you have Harrison Phillips? Like, who would you rather replace, Harrison Phillips or Blake Brandel?
It's pretty.
Are you asking me?
It's Brandel.
Are you asking me?
That is a position of a need.
There is a significant difference between a defensive tackle and a nose tackle. A nose tackle is a person who is capable of being a fixed point for the point of attack. Harrison Phillips is not a nose tackle. He gets moved. He is a defensive tackle. He is not a 0 or 1 gap. He's not a 0-1 tech player. He is a 3-2-5. He needs to be
bad last year when he had top 5 rushing defense.
And he's also on the older side.
Well, Cody, you keep throwing up that rushing defense. That rushing defense was so good because of our slash and attack linebackers. They were hitting the gaps and stopping the run.
And drafting BPA isn't because there's an older player behind in that slot. It's that's the difference. It's because you have nobody fucking there to play that position that's any good.
Could we move Hargrave to nose tackle if we need it?
No, it would probably be Jonathan Allen, but none of them are nose tackles. The only one
they're all pretty much the same size.
Taki.
That's the plan, though.
Taki.
They don't want a nose tackle. I don't think that works in this system.
Left guard.
Hey, George, how about them Kings, though? George, how about them Kings?
So I'll say this. Kenneth Grant is a nose tackle at 24. He will help this defense.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Is he a draft for need? Like, are you?
That's definitely a draft for need.
You don't have a true nose tackle except for some UDFA kid.
Every single down, Kenneth Grant's going to play.
That's the first two. All we need.
Wait a minute. Did you not see his pass rushing? He's a 3-down nose tackle. 3-down nose tackle. You're rotating your defensive tackles outside of him.
I'm not saying not draft the guy, but is Kenneth Grant a draft for need?
Yes.
I'll start him over Bullard, who started for us.
Hell yeah.
Bullard's not playing
Hell
for
yeah.
us. Bullard's not playing for us, though.
No.
What do you think about this comment? I think with the way Flores is running his defense, with so many dudes blitzing, I don't think we really have a need for a fixed nose tackle.
It's not our thing. It really isn't.
So I don't think that Flores wants to blitz 6 or 7 guys that much.
I agree.
He has such a high blitz rate because we rush 5 because we rush 2 outside linebackers and 3 down linemen.
True.
I don't think his true blitz rate is that great. We just never had any interior pressure the last year.
Man. We had to blitz to get pressure.
But if you guys like beer and you drink IPAs, you should consider Firestone.
But we do now. I think.
And
we
what
have the three
Cody's
right now.
saying about we don't need a nose tackle is like saying we don't need a left guard because we've got Blake Brandel and Michael Jordan.
No. I think left guard is, if you're drafting for need, you're drafting a left guard.
We've got one. And we've also got tackles that could kick into guard, Cody. We don't need a left guard like we don't need a nose tackle.
I'm looking at the defensive line right now, and I'm looking
Are
at
they?
And I'm using an analogy, Cody, that you're saying we don't need a nose
On the defense, we only need a linebacker and a safety on the to fill the 53, and then we got a tight end, a backup quarterback, and a running back for the offense.
Yeah, we need more stars. That's what everybody's looking for. More stars. More stars.
We need more rotation. We need people that can play 600 snaps behind the guys.
I'm going to say we need some depth on our offensive line looking at that list.
Yeah, we could draft.
One guy goes down on that offensive line, and suddenly we look a whole lot worse.
The left tackle.
That's why Dalton Reisner's still out there. He's our backup plan.
The left tackle goes down. We are a whole new offense.
Tell me what,
Slug
Cody.
goes down,
I hate as much as I hate to say it. Our right tackle goes down. We're a whole different offensive line.
The tackles that go down. I'm not worried about. If left tackle goes down, that's the second most important position in all of football.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta think about if the team is healthy, which is rare for a team to be fully healthy. But look at the Eagles; they went to the Super Bowl relatively healthy, and their starters was actually elite. So when you actually have your team ready to compete in the playoffs, it's a different story.
Let's take a look at the odds real quick. This is the odds of who the Vikings will take with their first pick as position wise. So a long shot would be that they end up going wide receiver, running back, or tight end with their first pick. And I don't think it's out of the question, especially if they do go with the BPA mentality and they don't like any of the trade offers at 24. Shaq, out of these guys, who would you like at 24? Like they can't get a trade. They're going best player available. Is there a guy here you would take over like a Derek Harmon?
No.
What we have signed in free agency? No, because our current team, we have all these positions. Yeah, it would be a luxury for us to draft any one of these positions in the first round.
Probably
the
LB3.
Current stars we have. I would have loved Amarion Hampton, but we traded for Jordan Mason. Matthew Gilman is gonna probably be an elite receiver in the league, but we don't really need that. When there's we need a defensive tackle, a cornerback, and receiver is a luxury compared to our actual needs and what the draft is more so focused on. So that's a no for me.
Yeah.
But you don't think we could actually like go 3 deep, like realistically, like match up with 98s 3 deep with one of these guys like Emeka?
I'm hearing a lot Luther Burden in the third round.
Third, I don't think he go 3.
I think.
What about Loveland from Michigan?
I'm not picking a tight end at 24. We were paying Hawkinson that much. There's no way.
If it's not Tyler Warren, I'm not drafting him.
Because we still got to fill second string and third string, so we still need 2 tight ends.
Hey, what happens if TJ Hawkinson becomes a trade candidate though?
No.
He hasn't. I'm telling you, after an ACL injury, we've only seen one player in Vikings history come back from ACL. God. And he was the same player. And
Who was it?
Adrian Pearson.
You ever hear of Terry Allen? He had fucking 2.
It's a whole different football from the 80s, brother.
George, why you got to say that to us?
It's a whole different football from the 80s, brother. I don't think TJ Hawkinson.
Terry Allen is one of my all-time favorite Vikings, by the way.
Yeah, we don't talk about him enough. He's the most underrated Viking, at least tonight.
Oh yeah, from the 80s.
For me,
right?
So who do we have here with Chainsaw? Who do we have here?
Middle school football MVP.
Okay, so you must have some knowledge.
I like the shirt.
I like it.
Drop some knowledge on us, buddy.
What do you think about this draft?
Kenneth Grant, man.
Kenneth Grant?
Big fatty.
Amen.
Big fatty in the middle.
Stick and pick, right? 24. If he's there, you taking him?
Take him, man. Have you seen the bulge on that guy?
Yeah, stick and pick. I'd definitely go.
Oh.
He ain't training up to get him there.
Guy's got legs and thighs. He's got the bread baskets. I love me some Grant.
All right, Kenneth Grant. I don't think he's there at 24.
He's probably not there at 24.
So the next position we have is defensive line. We're at a plus 470 to take a defensive lineman. And here are three that could be available to us, which is Kenneth Grant, like you mentioned, Derek Harmon, and Walter Nolan.
The quickest way to the quarterback is where? Straight ahead. If he
Derek
can't
Harmon
stay in the
is
pocket,
actually pretty damn good.
I like this guy from Oil Guy, Derek Harmon.
Me
The
too.
Vikings do too, because they
If we get one, I want him.
Visited like 4 times already.
Or the Nolan guy from Ole Miss. Him I also like.
I don't like him.
You know, like
Vikings love Derek Harmon so much that they met him at the combine, his senior workout, and a top 30 visit.
I will not be upset with Derek Harmon on this team. I will not be upset. Be very happy.
Look at
Flow like guys from Ole Miss too, so we could get Nolan.
Let me make the biggest declaration right here. If we're at 24 and we can't trade back, which if this scenario happens, we will be able to trade back, but we can't. And Kenneth Grant and Derek Harmon are both there. I'm taking Derek Harmon.
I'm taking Derek Harmon too.
I'm taking
I
Grant.
visited with him so many times.
I'm taking Grant.
I'm
I
probably
visited
taking
Kenneth
Grant.
Grant one time, and I've never visited Walter Nolan.
This will be
I visited
clippable.
Derek Harmon 3 times.
So the reason I say Kenneth Grant,
This is
yeah, we do the
this
3-4
this is a
defense.
future TikTok. This is a future TikTok. Yeah, are we allowed to
Yeah.
take Kenneth Grant on 3-4, Lenny?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't see why not. I mean,
3-4-4, 3-5-5. Versatility. If we get Kenneth Grant, he's starting. If we get Derek Harmon, he's starting on the defensive line.
if we get Kenneth Grant, that's our Casey Hayward.
We're gonna create a whole new position for them to start.
Robbie, we don't need to play the QB odds.
I don't think they're starting. I think they'll play.
Damn,
Kenneth Grant reminds me of Casey Hayward, so if he's there, I say you take it. Okay.
Like we create a position. Like we got 11 players on defense. Hell, Metellus, go sit down. We add an extra defensive lineman on the play.
Shane, who are you going to take on the line? Who do you like? Shane Farts. Who do you like?
Oh, I'm sorry. My recording over here, I'm like hearing tons of voices. It feels like I'm in a horror movie.
Bro, that's cool.
I want guys with snarl. I want twisted fingers. I want snot bubbles coming out of their nose. I want some old linemen. I want a left guard. This team's ready to win the Super Bowl right now, man. I'm telling you.
They are.
So you want a water boy, huh?
Snot bubble coming out of the nose. Give me about 8 rum and cokes. Ask Cody and David.
If I could draft JJ McCarthy again, I would do it
Fucking interesting.
in this draft.
Hey, Shane, just look up at that clown on top of you. Like you're in the Brady Bunch thing. I know it's a little bit of an old reference, but
This
look
is fun.
up on top. Just look up on top.
You love the Brady Bunch.
The payday mask.
He does.
Here's a story.
Of a lovely lady.
Cody, what's going on with Cody over there, man? He's got his hand over his face.
Cody in
It's
that
his
birthday
birthday.
mode. He drunk.
We're hammered. Who do you want at 24? What is your number
having
one
fun.
dude, realistically?
Mason Graham.
Kenneth Grant ain't there.
Mason,
Realistically, Mason Graham.
I want either Gray Zabel or Tyler Booker.
I can see it.
I don't
Now,
need
top
a lot
30
of
picks. We post the top 30 pick to top 30 dudes.
We have
What's
not.
the
We're
next
still going through.
Who are you picking at top and with our top 30 visits? Because the Vikings love them top 30 visits with Quessy now after last year.
Yeah.
First and second round, I'll take offensive lineman because if they can compete with Blake Brandon,
I'll take Zabel.
I'm not taking any of these guys. Any of these three in the first round, I'm not taking them.
Zabel's not a top 30 though.
Well, we're not talking about top 30, Cody. We're not talking about top 30.
Like that Zabel guy.
Yeah, none of them were.
Go Shaq does.
Yeah, none of them were. But shit, give me a starting guard.
Yes. Listen to Alex.
Protect JJ McCarthy. That's the goal, right? Get him another left guard. Make that a real competition. Don't just hand the job to Blake Brandel because they got to compete with Juergens, who we hoping can be competition. No, get another guard who could actually compete and make it happen. But if Malcolm Starks is on the board, I'm taking him.
So there's been a I've heard it several times tonight. We tackles that convert to guards. Who's a tackle we've drafted that could move to guard?
So we haven't done that yet, but we did draft.
Tyler, is that Walter Rouse?
No,
Walter
Rouse.
Oh, okay. So I think we have our competition.
Yeah.
At guard. I don't think we're drafting a guard in the first round. I'm going to be honest with you. I just don't see it.
Okay.
Will Fries played tackle through us.
Clear. Just because they're signed don't mean they're competition. They could just be a body.
But the guy didn't give up a single pressure in Oklahoma his senior year. Like that counts for something.
Shaq,
right? I mean, the guy can play.
No,
what's crazy is they're talking about moving Walter Rouse to guard. He played tackle his whole college career. We just picked up a dude in free agency, the number one guard, and he played his whole college career as a tackle. Like, look at what the offensive line coach wants to do. He wants those dudes that shifted from tackle to guard at the NFL level. Like Will Fries. Will Fries played every single year at the tackle position, right tackle, before he got in the NFL. Came in the NFL.
Codyism.
It's not Codyism. It's the fucking facts.
It became one tonight.
It's the fucking facts.
Look at it. Just look at every person on our offensive line.
How would you guys feel if we take a safety in the first round? Does anybody have any qualms with that after Lewis Cine?
Nope.
PTSD, man. PTSD.
BPA.
I'm okay with BPA. BPA for real because you know what? There is some story about getting the number one safety in a draft class versus the number 4 defensive tackle in a draft class.
Thanks, Timmy.
So I think that there's something to that, and yeah, I'd be okay with a safety because of that.
Mm-hmm. I think during 2022 we needed a safety because it was before Metellus was any good. It was before Cam. Did we draft Cam Bynum in that same draft? Like, we didn't know we had a need at safety at the time. We don't have a need at safety. We have a guy that, if we draft him, he's going to sit from behind him. If he's the better player during the offseason, he's probably going to start. So it turns out to be BPA.
Bynum was 21.
21?
That was a Spielman.
That
was a Spielman pick.
Still a need for a pick, right? Because we didn't know if Bynum was any good. Well, we know Metellus is good. We know Harrison Smith is good. Yes, yeah, we'll get BPA now. Draft for need happens in the same year. You mean you have a leak? There's a bad
Fish, look away.
If Harrison Smith wasn't here, if Harrison Smith did not come back this year, yes, safety would be a draft for need.
Best way, yeah.
I think they would have signed somebody if they knew Harrison wasn't coming back.
Mm-hmm. You would have got Holland.
So are most likely to draft, according to the betting odds, to be a quarterback. And if what the hell was that? If you
That's
will
my
look
dog's
at,
bone.
okay, I should have known. If you will look at these 6, these are the same 6 that we previewed a few weeks ago on our quarterback prospects. Shout out Shaq. These are the 6 that we shouted out, and these are the 6 who are projected to be there for us at 24, which is the most likely position that we take if we stick and pick.
Which one
What
of
do you
these
guys think
guys was
about
the
this?
one dealing with the injury?
All of them.
Oh, okay,
Wait, I lied. Trey Amos is dealing with injury.
Yeah.
Nope.
I was gonna say, isn't that guy on top not dealing with anything?
Yeah,
It kind of makes sense though.
I think Barron just had a headache.
It kind of makes sense though if you look at it. Like, so you're in that the fence, right? You're on the fence. Is this BPA or is this draft for need? Because you're looking at Mekhi Blackman. He's coming off an ACL tear, correct?
We don't know what Mekhi Blackman is, unfortunately. We all hope he's a
not know
starter.
who
We
Mekhi
don't know.
Blackman is.
We know more about JJ McCarthy than we know about Mekhi Blackman.
Yes.
That's a fair statement right there.
Yeah, we do.
That's for Cody.
Do we though? Because Blackman played his rookie season.
And
Yeah, but you don't.
He was pretty good.
Coach, I mean,
You can
Lenny,
play
just go with
different.
it.
A quarterback can come back differently than a cornerback, dude. Come on, off an ACL, please.
But I mean, can he come off an ACL like is he the same player like TJ Hawkinson? TJ Hawkinson was not the same player.
Well, TJ tore 2 ligaments. He just tore 1, and he tore
TJ
it so
Hawkinson, not
early.
same player. Codyism.
But am I gambling? Am I gambling on it? Am I gambling on it? Am I going to gamble on whether or not Mekhi Blackman is going to be a cornerback one?
Nah, I'm not gambling on
Nobody
that.
is on this whole fucking panel. Not a fucking person should be.
I'll say this to you, Chief.
Oh,
Jade Barron.
Hey, George.
I feel like Mekhi Blackman was he outside for us or a slot?
Outside.
And we have
Barron
Byron
played
Murphy.
both. Barron played
And we have
both.
Byron Murphy. Is he gonna be outside or is he gonna be in the slot?
In the
Both.
slot when there's 3. Yeah.
Both.
So it's kind of like I don't know. I would take Jade Barron, but it's kind of gonna be confusing for who's gonna be in the slot because
It doesn't matter. Barron plays into that Quasi and B-Flow mold where he's positionless. You put him just on the fucking field.
Exactly. That's true. That's a real thing.
And who's covering? Let's say the tall jump ball receivers like T. Higgins and
I don't know, the guy we paid $20 million to.
Isaiah Rodgers.
Not him. Mm-mm.
The guy who puts springs in his shoes, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go gadget shoes.
You get to the point now, okay, we got Byron Murphy. We want to put him in the slot. We have Isaiah Rodgers.
Isaiah fucking Rodgers. Say it right.
Isaiah fucking Rodgers. We want to put him on the 2. Okay, then when it comes down to
Where'd
who's it
Dylan
come
go?
down to? Who's it come down to? After you
Who's
put
number
Isaiah
1?
Rodgers at the 2, you put Byron Murphy in the slot. Who's it come down to? It comes down
I don't
to
love that group. I don't love that group.
Mekhi
love it.
Blackman.
I
It
do.
comes down
I
to
love it.
Mekhi Blackman. That's
It's better
who-
than last year. I'm sorry, it is.
So do we trust Mekhi Blackman?
I
No.
don't trust
I do.
Isaiah Rodgers.
I trust
Motherfucker.
Rodgers more than I trust Blackman.
I don't trust neither.
Whoa, careful how you say that. Oh, I don't know about that.
Acuna? Is Acuna going to do something?
Okuda?
Kuna Matata?
Oh,
Special
Kuda.
teams?
Acuna Matata.
Hey, man,
Special
look,
teams?
I have all the faith in the world that if the opposing offense goes with the run and shoot and puts 4 wide receivers out there, Isaiah Rodgers can guard their wide receiver 4.
As a CB4, I feel you. Yes, we
Yeah.
agree on that.
Dude, you guys are gonna be a sick montage. Like I swear.
Wait,
Sick
love
montage.
You love this.
you're
love
right, Chief. We need
I would
Isaiah
say-
Rodgers so Jade Barron could be an elite corner, just like the Eagles did.
I like drafting a cornerback in the first round because of what we did this offseason. I think we're gonna have enough pressure.
Look, Ferrier, let's go, baby. King
I
scored
think,
again. Sorry.
I think we're gonna have enough pressure this year on the quarterback to who we draft at cornerback this year is going to contribute.
I agree.
I think that's what we planned for the
I'm good
offseason.
with it too.
You guys are gonna regret this. You guys are really gonna regret the Rodgers slander, and you're gonna appreciate the deal we got him on, and you're only gonna be mad that we didn't get him for more years.
Oh, I'm not.
Rodgers is our CB2, is what you're saying. We depend on him to start.
Yeah,
He'll be a
Rodgers
CB2 or CB3, depending how they want to move the slot and the outsides.
Rodgers is going to start because what we did this offseason with Jonathan Allen, Hargrave, and the linebackers that we already have.
He's going to start because he's capable of starting.
Well, it's going to be between Blackman and Rodgers on who gets to start. But when it's 3 cornerbacks, they're both going to be on the field.
And
It's
our
going to be
linebackers-
Rodgers, Blackman, and Murphy. Murphy's going to be on the field.
Unless we draft.
100%.
Unless we
If
draft.
we draft the cornerback, Rodgers
Yeah.
not starting. I'm being honest.
No.
If we draft the cornerback, Rodgers not starting.
It's not. Bro.
Rodgers is starting because Blackman won't be starting. I will
that
say
may
that
be
right now. I don't think Blackman is a starter on this fucking
There,
team.
there you go. There you go. And I'm going to go with that. And I believe in Blackman, but he's not being handed a starting position. I'm sorry, he's not. Last year, he might have. Last year, he might have got handed one.
There's a
But
lot
then
of
he
us
got
that think-
injured.
There's a lot of us that think Blackman's the cornerback one here next to Byron Murphy.
I knew me and Uncle related some way or another. I knew we were related.
How is he CB1? Tell me why he's CB1 right now.
Shaq, you see that? You see that, Shaq?
Yeah,
Tommy's a man of
creative.
knowledge. He's rich in his history of knowledge.
I aspire to be more like him.
You
I
know what
just
the
don't
great thing
understand.
is that if
Yeah.
we do draft a cornerback and he gets
No, no.
demoted to
Tiger's
Waterboy
not out.
1, they still make decent money.
Yeah.
I don't think Blackman even touches the field.
I love that you guys are going for the bit. I love it. I love that you guys are doing the bit. But you guys all know that Rodgers is going to be a good player for us. And sorry, I'm a little sick. I'm getting over it. I'm sorry it's not the Rodgers that some of you wanted.
Hey, I want Rodgers. Isaiah Rodgers is going to be a starter for this team. Blackman, on the other hand, I don't know.
Draft the corner. Neither one is starting.
Draft a corner for sure. For sure.
Neither one.
Yeah,
is
let's
starting.
find out.
Or
Yeah, I'd
draft
be
a
cool.
safety.
I'd be cool with Kobe Bryant in '97. You know,
Or draft
I like
a
his
safety.
name. I've heard of that guy somewhere.
Kansas.
No, I know. who he is.
That's not what he was talking about.
I know.
Let's go through the panel. Let's go through the panel.
Yeah.
Cornerback one.
The corner.
Murphy.
JJ Mack.
It's Murphy.
Cornerback, not quarterback.
Murphy.
Oh, sorry.
Byron Murphy's cornerback one.
He's getting paid
Correct.
like it.
Yeah, he's getting paid like it. Who is CB2?
Murphy, Isaiah
We
Rodgers.
don't know.
Rodgers. Who's the slot?
We don't know.
Well, Murphy's the slot.
Well, we can't do
But-
that. We have him at CB1. So who's the slot? See what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah, we don't
The
know.
cornerback is definitely.
If you play 3 cornerbacks, Murphy moves to the slot all day, every day. That's
Okay,
just
so
how it's going to go,
look-
Cody.
Look at we
Who's
know
the
what
slot?
we know what it looks like, dude. I don't. This isn't even a question. If you put our defensive coordinator on camera right now and asked who's the number one, he'd go, "We don't have a number one. They rotate."
But every single position that I named, no one named Mekhi fucking Blackman. That's
Mekhi
what I'm trying to get
so,
to.
so if you look at it from last year's perspective, there were 3 guys that started, right? It was Shaq Griffin, right? And who else? Gibby, right?
Give Gilmore.
Yeah.
Gilmore.
Okay. So they all had a role. Who's taking the Shaq Griffin role this year? That's the real question. Because Murphy's got the same role he had last year.
Is Mekhi
So who's got the
Blackman
Shaq
taking
Griffin?
that?
It had to be Isaiah Rodgers.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
No,
Rodgers.
it's Griffin came off the field way more than Gilmore did. I
100%.
anticipate Blackman's taking that Griffin role.
Okay, so Blackman takes the
Exactly.
Griffin role. That's fine. That's good. And Murphy slots in, right? When there's 3 on the field. So I don't see that as a bad trio in that package. The question is do you have to play it in that package all the time? If you got a solid outside fucking number one kind of shutdown, you wouldn't have to play that package, guys.
Mhm.
Right?
I agree.
Murphy sort of
I agree.
inside. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. That's what we should be talking about.
Who's playing Gilmore?
I mean, really, we should be talking about where is Asante Samuel Jr. going to be playing at when he gets on the field.
If he comes on the field, I think he's Shaq Griffin. That's what I think. That's what I think kind of happens.
I think our cornerback one mid-season is going to be Dallas Turner.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be Van Ginkel. It's gonna be Van Ginkel. He's gonna have way more picks than anybody else.
Position positionality really matters in this eval. You're not wrong.
I think Van Ginkel gets sat for Dallas Turner midway through the year.
Wow, that's a hot take.
Wow.
That's
You
a
should've saved that
fucking
one.
hot take for second team All Pro last year. You got that list? I heard you got list, Keith. You got a list of people.
Top 30 list.
List up, will you?
Yeah, I want to see this top
I
30.
would, but I mean, we got so much to get to. I was going to save it for next week, but okay.
Oh, you're gonna save it for next week? Oh, that's fine. I thought you were gonna do it today. I'm jonesing for the top 30, man.
There it is.
So, there's that top 30 visit. So I was talking
Byron
behind the scenes. Minnesota prospects, I don't think they really count for the top 30 visit, so we can see
They do
more
not.
players.
Well, I see one on there.
Yeah,
Max
so he doesn't
Brosmer?
count, babe.
Minnesota.
We can check him out.
That means we can have 31 fish.
I seen the report that they worked out Max Brosmer.
There he's there.
That means we can have 32, Lenny.
But look at the list. Name a dude on this list that has went through the combine interview, pro day interview, shrine
Derek
Bowl
Harmon.
interview, and a top 30. It's Derek Harmon.
Derek Harmon.
And Siobhan Rebel.
What do I win?
How'd you do?
You got Brashad Smith on there twice, just an FYI.
That means we can have 32, Leonard.
no, now it's 33 fish.
Bobby, why
Look at
are you
those
not
names.
like this, Bobby? Why do you have to be like this?
Now I gotta edit you next time. Fuck.
As a
Look at
wide
those
receiver
names, though.
3, as a
Look at
wide
those
receiver
names.
3, I
This is
wouldn't
really
mind
good.
Todd Felton.
Yeah, Felton's not bad.
Yeah, from Maryland, I wouldn't mind him. I'd draft him in the 5th or 6th round. Just to have a wide receiver 3.
I love Caleb
On
Etienne.
Rebel.
I think Caleb Etienne's going to be another running back.
It says offensive tackle.
I know. I'm kind of making fun of it. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the? I've never heard of that guy.
I want us to draft Alex Williams just to see the look on Robbie's face.
Alex Williams.
Nothing says prime
Oh, yeah.
draft potential like Middle Tennessee State University, buddy.
No. Well, Fish. What about Jacob Bayer, Arkansas State? Come on now, that's a prestigious school.
Buddy, I guarantee you MTSU's smaller than Arkansas State.
Maxwell Harrison, this is his top 30 visit, but he actually interviewed with the Vikings during the combine. So he's another guy with Derek Harmon and Siobhan Rebel.
He majored in medicine too. Maxwell Harrison.
Yeah.
I think he had the best combine out of all cornerbacks, however you want to measure the combine. I mean, some people do, some people don't. But I think he had the best combine of all cornerbacks.
Robbie's saying SMU like it's a bad thing. Didn't SMU make the college playoffs this year?
Yeah. They had a
Well,
running
oh, yeah,
back
they
who
did.
could
They
be a
lost
receiver.
to
Southern Methodist University.
Eric.
So here, look at the top 30 kind of matters. Like,
Yes.
5 of Quasi's 22 picks have come from that.
Hold on. I only see one good one.
I see at least 2, hopefully 3.
I see. Wait.
My
2
bad.
came from USC.
2 from USC, so yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, 2 from USC and 1 from Bama.
Oh,
All right,
rest
so
in
the
peace,
two you see,
rest
what
in
are
peace,
you talking
Dragos.
about with Isazi?
4 out of the 5 are still on the roster.
Fish, why you do that?
No, 3 out of 5 are. Dwayne McBride's on the practice squad.
Somewhere.
I think we gave up on Automeo too early.
What about
Yeah, we released him mid-season, 22.
We released him after his first season.
No, it was mid-season we released him.
All right, 4
Yeah,
out of 5
I'm pretty
are
sure it
still on the
was.
roster.
No, it wasn't.
Not the top
Trust me.
53.
I picked him as a guy to be like a step-up guy, and he didn't make the roster the second season.
Because he wasn't even on it to begin with.
So
He was.
that's 2 for 2 for drafting first round, a top 30 visit. Jordan Addison, Dallas Turner.
And then here's some UDFAs that we picked up that were top 30 visits, and some notable names on here.
Henry
Or-
Bird, there you go.
There he is.
Man, he's been on the team for 2 years. We don't know who he is.
But you got Taki, you got Gabe Murphy.
Yep. Spencer Rowland.
I mean, you say you got Taki, like, so?
For a year.
What do you play, 3 snaps?
The defense changed, Fish. The defense has changed.
Hold on. I need to know, are we going full Jalen Redmond on Taki right now?
No, because Taki had his chance last year and he didn't do shit. Jalen Redmond did.
No. Are we going full Jalen Redmond last offseason on Taki right now?
It's different because I didn't go full Jalen Redmond on Taki. I was pretty indifferent. I like the Polynesian kids.
I'm saying right now, are you going Taki the way you went Redmond last offseason?
It's different, Keith, because Jalen Redmond didn't play for us the previous year. He was in some other.
But he played. No, he played for the Panthers first.
Here's the thing, Keith. Taki was a Minnesota Viking who couldn't play in the Minnesota Viking games because he wasn't good enough to crack the lineup.
Oh, but Dallas Turner, there's still hope for.
Hey, how many sacks does Dallas Turner have versus how many tackles does Taki have?
So 2 sacks. That's where your line is.
More importantly, Dallas Turner was actually on the roster. I'm pretty sure Taki spent almost the whole season on the practice squad.
What was the first round pick that we traded draft picks for? What was the UDFA?
Irrelevant. He ain't playing.
It's not irrelevant. It's not irrelevant.
It is.
It's not.
Hey, let's scratch.
You can't hold to the same standard.
Let's scratch these guys' names off. No shit, top 10 picks. Let's scratch Jainty, Travis Hunter, Graham, and who's the other pick there?
I believe we could move up to 5 and get Graham.
Abdul Carter. Let's scratch those guys off. Is there anybody in this draft that you would want to fucking trade up to go get?
Mason Graham.
No, I said Mason Graham. You can't get him.
Why not?
Will Johnson.
Cody, you scratch off everybody that we be wanting to trade up for. So no, there's not.
Okay, we'd rather
you took away everybody that was worth trading up for.
4 players, 4 fucking dudes.
Other than the Yankees or the Dodgers, who's winning the World Series next year?
Yeah. No. Last year, let's go back.
Okay, Cody.
Okay, I'll trade up for sure.
Next year.
Cody, I would move up 6 spots max to get Kenneth Grant.
You trade up 6 spots
to get Kenneth
So you
Grant.
go to 19.
Do you think trading up is going to cost us a lot more? You put up trading up right here.
I don't think moving up 6 spots costs us next year's
first. What's going to weigh
first.
the most this year's draft?
It's going to cost. It's going to cost us.
Okay, you drop 5 picks. You get pick 29 and a 3rd round pick this year by trading back. Or
yeah, but we're talking about trading up right now, and I don't think trading up 6 spots to 18 is costing us next year's first.
I think it does.
You'll lose your second. You'll lose your second next year again.
Hey, if you guys want to go back, listen. Let me break this up a little bit because I think we're getting a little heated here. If you guys go back to Taki really quick. Have you tried the ghost pepper chili Takis? They're fucking awesome.
What the fuck?
No. God, no. I don't want that feeling in my mouth again.
See, that's the thing, David, is he's got a ready-made endorsement waiting for him, and he can't crack the damn roster to be able to get it.
This guy pisses me. You're right, Fish. I'm with you on this. This guy is a dummy. He's no IQ, no brand identity.
So to answer your question, Cody, I'll say I would trade up for Will Johnson, Michigan cornerback.
That's not bad.
Because
I don't want to trade up for another cornerback that's hurt.
How much is that trade going to cost?
Fuck them picks.
I would.
We only got trade off 1st and 3rd. I'll trade off 1st and 3rd for Will Johnson.
1st and 3rd for Will Johnson to trade up 6. Yeah, it makes sense then because you're only getting a 3rd round pick and dropping 5 for.
Like we got a whole bunch of picks next year. At least I know I'm getting a starter.
Like this draft is like.
If I was trading up,
Before I move on to the next segment, I do want to give Dylan a chance to just talk on his draft thoughts and takes right now. Dylan, the
thanks.
floor is yours.
Oh, I appreciate that. You know, if I'm trading up, it's the common sense probably, but you know, you trade JJ McCarthy to the Saints just for the pick straight up, and then you draft Shadir Sanders.
I regretted this immediately.
You draft Shadir Sanders.
Well, I would.
And then because we drafted Shadir Sanders, now we have a pick at 24. We're gonna take Emeka. Now we have Addison, Emeka.
You don't have a pick at
Jefferson,
24.
Hawkinson, Shadir Sanders. Bro, we're not losing.
You're trading your
faith in
pick
you,
at
bro.
24
I had
straight
fucking
up, bro.
faith in you, bro.
Let me tell you something.
Not need to trade JJ Mack.
I'm just kidding.
There's no way I could lose to this guy at Stumped. I'm telling you right now.
That was fucking
course, Bobby would
ridiculous
love
what you
this.
just said right now.
Bro, but who's stopping that offense?
Hey, Dylan, let me ask
Who's
you a
stopping us
question.
with JJ McCarthy?
Who's
Well, of all the people you would trade, why would you get rid of JJ Mack? It doesn't make sense.
We can turn this around though. I'm not being serious. I definitely I don't know. Like everybody's saying it's a weak draft, but I'm kind of with Shaq. Like he took the word right out of my mouth before I got to hop on. But I feel like this draft is like deep as fuck for us. Like, you know, the positions we need, like it's like I feel like you can't fuck it up. Like, you know, there's like 2-3 positions that we can think of we need. And there should be studs across the board. So it's almost like a Questy, like it's like an Addison year. Like, don't fuck this up because it's there. Like Addison was common sense, like that we were gonna take him. So I feel like this year it's like yeah, we have a couple dudes available at D tackle, a couple dudes at safety, and a couple dudes at corner we can take. And it's like, yeah, like fucking don't fuck it up. Like
It's like a year of the ceiling is Jadeveon Clowney, right? It's a solid starter, like solids. He's not gonna fucking blow your mind, but he's gonna be a solid starter. That's the ceiling. That's it.
All right, fellas.
For our first round pick?
Yes.
Oh no, I think whoever we get in the first round this year has like Pro Bowl potential in like 3 years. Like
yeah, 1 or 2 Pro Bowls,
That's
like
all we
Jadeveon
need.
Clowney.
That's all we need.
well, no,
Believe in
not
JJ
Pro
McCarthy. Believe in JJ McCarthy. That's all we need is another Pro Bowl. Like,
All right, so I want to get to the mock draft segment of this, and before we do our own mock draft, which I think Cody and Shaq are ready to do, they had a week. They had a fucking week to do it. So if they're not ready, you know, fuck them.
I'm like crazy.
Ready, Willie Lampkin, a guy that we fucking showed on the show, but he's like, yeah, Willie Lampkin,
My boy.
Like, fucking 2 weeks ago was fucking
Yeah. Two rounds after you took him, but so right now among mockers, the most mocked to us is the safety Nicky Manowari, Texas cornerback Jahdae Barron, and Georgia safety Malachi Starks, and then there's a little Greg Zabel in there. Those 4 are the 2 most mocked to us if we pick at 24.
But we can trade now. So Shaq, we're gonna realistically trade. We're gonna get a third round pick and a later first this time, I think.
All right, let's just jump into it then. Fuck it. Fuck what I said.
I need to see what we can trade back to. There's a limit to how far I'll trade back.
Watch them not have any trade offers.
And I'm sticking to picking.
All right.
Got here.
don't fuck this up, Questy.
Let's see this,
So
boys.
Mike and Dylan, you guys are allowed to throw in your influence, but ultimate decision comes down to Cody and Shaq in this one.
Okay, I'll be the intern in the room.
Yeah, you're the intern. Like, shut up, Dylan.
I'll be the happy unpaid intern.
Go get me a coffee. Shut up.
Hey, before we start this whole thing, what is Houston wanting to do right now?
Robbie, do you know how many times have we had them mute you?
Wait, hold on. So you want me to offer a trade to Houston right now?
Right now. I know they don't have Stephon Diggs anymore. And Tank Dell's coming off a gruesome injury. And they're wanting wide receiver.
I think you have to enter the draft as Minnesota first.
Okay, yeah. So let me slow this. Let me slow this down.
And unclick Houston, or it's going to have you draft as them.
Oh, I fucked up, huh?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Don't worry.
You
We
did.
don't see
Damn it. All because Cody wants a fucking extra 7th round pick.
No, I don't want.
Now,
I'm trying to get a
watch
third.
the message comes up. You've reached your maximum amount of drafts for today.
This is a paid service, not by me, but by somebody.
Thank God we need to see your porn history right there.
See, support and let's go. That's what we need. It's on turbo.
Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and slow it down for this first round. So, enter draft. Start draft.
Or trade.
Okay, so you want me to make a trade? Want to go for the number 1 pick?
No.
No.
Nah. See
I
what
can't even
Jets
scroll
talking
down
about.
to the fucking Texans yet.
Go to the Jets. See what. Oh shit.
So
yeah, I
there's
say
Hunter.
stop with the Jets.
Wow, Hunter went number 1.
Yeah.
Not
Your team went number
Ashton
2.
J.
Bro, y'all are trying to trade up. We ain't got no fucking pick.
See, damn it. There it is.
Okay.
I want to see what Houston's
David
up for.
Graham
Okay.
is available at 5.
Okay. Hey, Fish, you had
There
your
you go.
chance. All right.
I was just commenting, Keith.
We don't
What
get
do you guys
comments.
want?
I want to see what Houston is going to offer us for pick 24.
Go to the Jets. Stop it at the Jets.
Okay. McMillan. I don't think he's going top 10. I think there he goes,
Mason
number
Graham
5,
up.
guys.
Yeah. Johnny Barron 6. Okay.
Okay.
Trade that
So-
bitch, get Shadir.
Okay, so right now we're at 7. Pause. Do you want to offer the Jets something?
No.
Who's on the board? Can you check and see who's on the board or no?
The 5 people that aren't on the board, Shaq.
Yeah, the 5 people who didn't get drafted.
Nah.
What's up, Houston?
Nope.
We don't have to trade with Houston yet.
Cam
Oh,
Ward.
we don't
Okay.
need to.
Bro, we
Tyler,
don't even
okay.
know who's going to be available.
I'm on.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
This is easy.
I know
Yeah.
Derek Carmen's going to be available. I want to trade Houston.
Donovan. Jahad Campbell. Okay.
Has Genty
Johnson.
gone yet?
Yeah, he went to the
yeah.
He went
Cleveland
too.
Clowns.
Yeah.
Will Johnson. Damn. Like I saw.
Well,
Damn.
I'm going to go do a line of code
I
in the
agree.
bathroom.
Mike
They-
Green gone. Luther gone.
It's Vernon. Okay, that's
23
cool.
out.
I don't see him going to the Bengals.
Where's Luther?
I like Bengals.
Damn, a wide receiver run.
Almost there. Come on.
Kevin Banks.
on.
Okay.
Come on.
Walter Nolan.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, there.
Oh,
it is.
Grant.
Okay.
Sorry, buddy.
Oh,
Nah.
No.
fuck you, Marin Hampton. Hey,
Wait,
what's Houston want? What does
Hit the
Houston
pause.
want?
Hit the pause,
The-
man.
wait. I got a better idea. We're gonna
Wait, hold on,
trade
here-
Denver to get their
Shut up.
20th.
Shut up.
We got
Wait,
Shut up.
Wait, dude. You're
We
like a
got Buffalo.
premature ejaculator.
Yo,
Here's your draft.
so,
You don't
Derek
have
Carmen is still on the board, right?
okay, you don't have anything from Houston. You have Buffalo at 30, Jacksonville at 36, New Orleans at 40, and we're not gonna go deeper than that. So Buffalo at 30, Jacksonville at 36, New Orleans at 40.
So can we see
Go
who's
to
available
Buffalo.
on the
Go to
board?
Buffalo's pick.
Can we
Get
see
the
who's
30.
on the board?
Get the 30 and 62.
Can we see who's on the board?
No, yeah. It's
Trade with
And trade
Denver.
a 4th round for next year.
I'm not doing next year.
I want
Yeah,
their
don't do
first,
that.
their
Trade
third,
with
and their fourth.
Denver.
Bro, that shit is not happening.
I want their first,
Yeah, it's
their
not.
third, and their fourth.
Y'all
You're not
are
getting their second.
Tripping.
No,
You're getting
exactly.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
That's a good trade. That's a
How's
good,
that, Cody?
Well, we got their
You
second.
got their second, Cody.
That's a really good trade.
Never
You got their
happened.
second?
It's never happened in NFL history.
Who'd they draft though? I want to know.
Yeah, that's not happening in real life.
Yeah, not real life. We're trying to make this realistic, but we didn't. It's cool.
Oh, no. We about to
Maybe-
win a Super Bowl with this, Cody.
No,
Yeah.
I,
We about to
think
win a
so,
Super
bro.
Bowl. Go
Yeah, I
ahead.
think so. You're right, Shaq.
Let's send it. Never happened in NFL history, but we're running
Makai
with it.
Williams, we didn't need him. Jalen Walker, we didn't need him.
No, where's Derek Carmen?
Tomas Stewart, we didn't need him.
oh my
Cohen,
gosh.
We didn't need him.
Oh!
We lost him.
Damn, now we gotta deal with them.
There you go.
Oh, look at
Okay, Gray Zabel.
He's my boy.
Gray Zabel.
I
Guys,
take
I'm
Amos or Zabel.
We go get fucking.
Hey, Ronaldo, this is
Darius
your pick.
Alexander.
Look at Trey Amos and Zabel. Just
I take
chilling.
either one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going with Zabel.
Can I hear from Shaq and Cody, please?
Yes,
Go
I'm
to
going with
defensive
Zabel,
tackle.
Shaq.
Defensive
I'm going
tackles and
Zabel.
corners.
And
Wait,
safety.
what's Kansas City up to, or Philly?
Your next best pick would be 35 from the Titans.
No.
Don't do that.
No,
do that. You
no,
already
no,
won.
no, no, no,
You
no.
already won,
Oh man, you can
Go back to
35
the
and
players.
103.
Hey, I need everybody to shut up but Shaq and Cody right now.
Go back to the players.
Look
Y'all
at the player.
got-
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the players. We got Zabel, Amos, Morrison, Conley. That's 3 picks. To trade back to 35, that's 7.
Alexander.
So 3 out of 7. I think. I think Zabel's going to be there at 35.
I'll go. Honestly, I would go Zabel or Morrison, depending on how Morrison body checks out.
At this point, you don't get to choose that.
I know. Because
I don't think he will because he's the top one available. I don't think he'll be there at 35.
I think you should let him go to 35. Let him go. Go for it, Cody. Talk Shaq into it right now.
No, because if Zabel's not there, we could fall back on Morrison.
Exactly. So I mean, it's either or. You know, we got Greg Zabel who can start for us, or
all right. You guys got 10 seconds to make a decision between the two of you.
Go, Greg. Go.
Hey,
Zabel.
I want to select Zabel, and then I want to pause it at
because the next pick's is 62, I think.
We
Good answer.
pause it at pick 33.
10
Go
seconds
Zabel.
are up. You lost your pick. It goes to Rinaldi and fucking Fish.
I said Zabel.
Yes.
Now pause it at 33.
Yes. Thank you, Cody.
Pause it at 33. What we got?
We got.
We paused.
We got. 62,
So you lost Amos
97.
and Conley.
That's fine. We got Morrison still on the board, correct?
Yes. But all you have is pick 62 and 97.
And you say you're not trading
And you're
next
not
year?
and you're not getting no, we're not trading next year. Like you can give the whole draft and get 33.
Why don't y'all put Isaiah Rodgers in the trade?
See if
Michael
Morrison's
Fish.
There, see if Morrison's there at 50
Yeah, I would see that too.
So resume draft?
Yeah, resume it.
to 50.
He's not going to be there to 50.
Damn, they got
If
Sanders
you
at 33.
Wow.
Bro,
We
we could
literally
have
got-
took Sanders,
we got
you
Zabel.
fuckheads.
We got Zabel and we got 62 and 97. We're still got 3 picks in the top 100.
Bro, we could have had Shadir Sanders, bro. Fucking could have had a Super Bowl.
Shooter Sanders.
Yeah, we don't draft for Super Bowls. You draft for NC championships. You know?
Dylan, your love for Sanders and hate for JJ McCarthy does not fucking add up.
It doesn't equate. No.
Because
So we
Shadir
lost.
Sanders threw the ball.
There goes all the cornerbacks. All the cornerbacks are gone.
They're not God.
The-
Because Dorian Strong is still available.
Oh my gosh. All the good cornerbacks are gone.
Nope, should have took fucking
Kevin Fiala! Oh, sorry, scored again.
JT to him out.
y'all redid Lewis Stein. Y'all traded back from quality to get quantity.
We got a guard.
had a Pro Bowler right there.
We got an All Pro, NDSU.
Wow, Green Bay got Evan Wari.
Bro, he went all the way down there.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Oh, we should have paused it a long time ago. I thought he went.
Nah, man, before the combine,
Well,
he
that-
was like a projected 3rd-round pick.
Yo,
you coulda-
Jack.
You could have traded
All right.
up fucking 10.
Look at here we are.
Look at Jack Sawyer right there, bro.
I know they got Jack Sawyer, Tate Ratledge,
Taylor Ratledge
Ariana
is there.
Ursary.
I saw Huck
Quinton
in there
Jumpkins.
somewhere.
You know,
Andrew
you guys aren't
McCougar.
allowed. You guys aren't allowed to take Tat Ratledge. I'm just telling you right now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we are.
Go
Oh,
down.
no,
There's
you're
still
not.
More. There's still more.
Okay, so right now you guys have pick 62 and 97. Niners have 75, and they want to deal with you.
Wait, Niners want to deal with this? What do they want to give up?
That's
They
way
have
too
75.
Hey guys,
That's
if you
way
need
too
the help
far.
of the Magic 8 Ball, I'm just letting you know.
Hold on. Give
it's
us
on the side.
75.
No,
no,
fuck
give it-
no. You're tripping. That's the
No,
y'all are just
nah.
trying to get a bunch of players. You're just trying to get
I'm
fucking
not.
10
I'm trying to get
players.
players.
Don't get away
I'm trying to get
the
players,
Yeah.
not a bunch. I'm trying to get
Okay.
starters.
Dylan,
Okay,
we got our
you
fucking
might-
position of need already. Our left guard.
You might be able to get 75, 100, and 138 for 62.
Go back to players. Go back to
Send it.
players.
I'm ready for the send that. I already got my
I'll
fucking
take it.
position of need.
Scroll down.
I'm taking Mukaba right now, but
Give me.
I think what is Manukaba? Whatever.
Give me
Texas.
Omar Norman Lott. Because we
Who?
didn't take interior pass rush.
Are you
Tennessee
serious?
didn't.
I bet he's there at 75 though.
I doubt he'd be there at 75.
Oh, that's a good one.
You think?
I doubt he's gonna be there at 75.
I think he's gonna be there at 75. What's this ADP?
Li-
65.9. And that's how many players are on the board beforehand?
I can't believe you're passing out on Mukaba right now.
Hey,
1,
Keith,
2,
hey,
3,
Keith, can you
4,
go to
5,
wide
6,
receivers?
7, 8. We're
Keith,
trying
put
to
him on a
trade
timer, man. Put him on a
6,
goddamn timer.
Trade it. Give me that 100 pick.
I had
Shaq,
a whole week to prepare for this.
Put him on a fucking timer.
You had a whole week to prepare for this.
Oh yeah,
y'all.
give me 2 more.
you guys
picks
wanna
in the
offer
top
this?
100. I'll take that.
it didn't happen. So nice player.
No, give me those 2 picks in the top 100. Regardless.
I wish y'all were channeling the focus and aggression you had last week.
We
You drafted
left
Norman
that
Lott.
a D plus
We
pick.
need a lot. Trust me on this.
Pick. A terrible pick.
He said trust
We in
him.
the
Oh,
trenches.
Mukaba. Damn.
After Keith, we're gonna do mine, and I'm gonna finish it in 60 seconds.
Thank you.
No, you're going with me.
It's build content.
Cause it's some bullshit.
Man, we went from 3 picks in the top 100 or 4 picks top 100 to 3.
Whoa, look at who's there.
See?
Where you go
Could've
Sevilla?
fucking traded that
Oh,
for
give
that
me this
one
guy
pick.
from Arizona.
Jalen
I
Milroe.
mean, okay, you already
Pick him up
picked
and trade
Dable,
him.
but okay.
Is Kobe Bryant there?
Dorian Strong.
Look at
Deion
Deion
Walker. Go
Walker.
Deion Walker.
Grab Deion Walker. No questions asked. Grab him.
Go Deion Walker.
Cody.
I mean, didn't
Cody?
y'all just draft a defensive interior?
I don't give a shit.
You
I could
just did.
have had Deion Walker and Dorian Strong in this draft.
Is Kobe Bryant there? Is Kobe
Cody's
Bryant
mad
there?
right now. Cody's so mad right now.
I could have had them both.
Cody's so
Bryant.
mad. Hey, Cody, you get to make this pick right now.
I don't want it. I could have had them both by trading.
You want to trade again?
No, I'm done trading now. That was the trade, man.
Is Kobe Bryant there?
Fuck this draft up worse.
We might be like,
It's not because of the name.
I got a great idea, guys. Why don't you just go ahead and take Willie Lampkin in the 3rd round again?
all right, do you guys want Jonah or do you guys want Deion Walker or Strong right now?
Tony or Kobe Bryant?
No,
Deion
just
Walker.
'cause the name doesn't fucking matter.
Bro, he's
Deion
fucking a dog.
Walker.
Like I've been talking to Keith about Kobe Bryant for months.
You have.
Dude's
That's your
fucking dirty.
That's your Kyrie this year.
Yeah.
As long as they get in a car accident, he'd be all right.
Yeah, right.
Cody. It's a
They
family
didn't bring
friendly
me
show.
trade
damn
for
it.
the- I didn't give a fuck about pick 109.
Damn, we
3 picks in the top 100.
still could have
That's
got
all we
Jackson
need.
Dart.
We got 2 starters. We got Gray Zabel.
I could have had 3 of them.
I want to do another one after this. I want Dylan and Rinaldi to go.
This is the funniest fucking draft I've ever seen.
Yeah, hey, me and Ronaldo about to kill this shit right now.
Like we're watching like we're watching a couple right now, just like
What was this
fighting,
guy's-
like that we thought was the perfect couple.
If there's ever a divorce, we know why.
Yeah, entirely.
So
Riley
who we
Leonard.
taking right here?
Riley Leonard.
No.
Yeah.
Why are we taking Riley Leonard?
I didn't even know who
Greatest
said it.
come off the tracks.
What we took him for time constraints.
All right.
Hey, Shaq, I just want to say this, and I say this with all due respect. Y'all's first mock draft was better.
Hey man,
Why you
you
gotta
only
do
do
it?
it once.
I'm doing my
You only
best.
do it once.
Do you guys want Quinn Ewers now or what?
Yeah, sure do.
Should
already
we
got a
maybe take a
quarterback.
swing on Ty Robinson?
Go down. We can
You
take
know
a
what?
swing on
You
Tom Robinson.
over this draft.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna finish this draft, and then I want Cody to do one by himself.
100%.
Yes.
No,
yes. Let's get
I
Cody
want
that.
I want a Cody birthday draft.
Yeah, man, let's go.
Bro, we traded down for all these picks just to not even use them.
Right?
Dylan's mad right
That's
now.
what I was saying.
Dylan's
You think
like,
that's
this
what
is
Quest would
real.
be thinking? Like, yo, we just traded for all these picks and we didn't do shit.
I'm gonna let Cody do a draft by himself.
We
This
should
is what happens when
just
you
mute
trade
the
back.
rest of us.
Let's see what you guys got.
Achievement
A D?
unlocked.
No,
The
let's
game
see what
was scored.
everybody got
Fine.
because everybody made the pick.
Lots of B's here, fellas. This Eagles an A.
Great pick, Tyrod.
Look at that!
Win.
that!
What a draft!
Super Bowl. That is a Super Bowl roster right there.
Where's Robbie at? Hey, where's
Bowl
Robbie
roster
at?
too.
Where's Robbie at? How does 4 3s equal 5 or whatever he said?
3 being Salami.
Did you
You got
hear this
Ty
guy?
Robinson,
4
Deion
3s
Walker,
equal 5.
Omar.
Hey, make it go on
I don't
super
want to hear
fast.
shit.
All right, Cody, it's your stage, buddy.
All right,
Super
this
fast,
is all
you gotta
Cody.
Keep all the settings. Super fast. Let's go.
All right, I'll shut up.
Super fast. Keep all the settings.
Where's the speed at? I don't see the speed.
It's like right under rounds.
There it is. Super fast. Ready?
Yep, let's go. All the way down to us.
Damn, Mason Graham went first overall.
Hey, here we go.
All right, what we got here on the board? Walter Nolan. Ooh. Everybody
Do you want
loves
to see your
Walter.
trade offers?
Yeah, I want to see my trade offers.
You can go to 26 or
Yep.
44.
Well, I like that.
26. Give me their third round pick. Yeah, I like. I mean, don't give me the whole draft, bro. Give me something realistic. Give me the third.
Okay,
round
how about
pick.
that? I mean, what's realistic when you think about what we gave up for Dallas Turner?
Well, because Dallas Turner was on top 15. We're in the 24. We're in the worst position possible for a draft at pick 24.
Boom. Here you go. All right, you're back on the clock. You want to trade again?
Nah, I'm good. Give me Gray Zabel.
There, all the way to 97. So that's where we messed up. You didn't get nobody in between the first and 97.
Oh, look at Jared Wilson's just chilling there too. It's weird. Give me Deion Walker.
You got 101. Just remember that.
Yeah, give me Deion Walker.
Go, boy.
Oh shit! Look at this. Where are we at now?
Devin Neal, Dorian Strong.
Ooh, Dorian. Give me Dorian
Still
Strong.
taking that corner.
Give me that Dorian
that was-
Strong, bro.
Knew that was coming.
That's a good pick right
Oh,
there.
Yeah.
No, that's a solid.
Ooh, ETN.
Oh, give me ETN. Fuck it. Let's roll, bro. We're just rolling these picks right now. Fuck trading anymore. All right, what else we got here? All right.
Easy.
Dylan Gabriel.
Ooh, give me Zy Alexander because that's who we are in the top 30, boy.
There you go. Top 30 guy.
See, I think it's just shown Shaq was the one fucking up their draft.
Nice draft. This could be a good draft. I'll give you that.
It was an A-.
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about? Ooh, Malachi Moore.
Yeah. Fuck it. Give me Malachi Moore.
Yeah, that first round trade just was never happening.
No, that was a beautiful first round trade.
Ooh, Za Frazier. God damn, how many corners do I need on this team?
As many as you can get.
Zal Frazier's nasty.
Probably at least 2 because you got to have 2 to go with Murphy.
Ooh, Dylan Fairchild at guard.
Show your face, Fish.
Dylan Fairchild, Zal Frazier. Give me Zal Frazier. Give me Za. Yeah.
All the
That's
Za.
actually solid.
Yeah.
All right, who's gonna be on the practice squad?
Are UDFAs?
We can't do UDFAs in this thing though.
Grading your draft. Here we go. Here we go. Is it better than an A minus? Is the question.
Oof. 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 Uh-oh. Oof. Ooh. Oh, that hurt.
Oh,
Oh.
you got a B plus. I'll take it.
Zal Frazier
Fucked it up,
picked up
right?
everything.
It's not bad for a 6-rounder.
How many picks did you get though? You threw some darts, bro.
6.
Yeah, that's not bad.
7.
Let me run
Yeah,
one.
you might have been 7, right?
I think I got 4 solid starters out of that draft out of the 6.
All right, I'm gonna let Dylan run one.
Go,
Yeah, let me run one. Let me run one.
Because I was supposed to let Dylan do something else, but we're gonna save it till next week.
Hell yeah! Timberwolves beat the Grizzlies. No longer in the 8th seed.
How do I do this? Share.
Rudy Gobert.
Good. All I need now is a couple Lakers losses.
The Lakers ain't losing, bro.
Lakers going to the finals.
Lakers probably going to the finals.
Lakers,
No, they're not.
Lakers versus
No, they're not.
Cavs finals.
They got to go through
They make
OKC.
the
I don't see
finals.
him beating them in a
No.
7-game series.
All right, Dylan, you gotta go just as fast as he did.
All right.
Well, Cam Ward?
Get an A plus right away, bro.
Trade JJ
Oops, got
McCourty.
44. Whoa.
Okay.
How's Cam
can-
Ward so far down?
Can I see what corners are available? Stop, bro.
Probably, if I did not do that.
Come on, bro.
All of them.
All right, and then go to the D lineman,
I
defensive
think you have to go as
interior.
fast as Cody, man.
Hurry up.
My bad, bro. My bad.
Speed ain't Dylan's thing.
All right, all right. Go ahead and take my boy out of South Carolina, the safety.
Oh wow. I don't think he's there.
Shucks.
Is he what?
George,
He's
I don't
gone.
think it works that way in the
Yeah,
NHL.
he's
down
right
there.
there.
He's down there. He's
He's
down
there.
there. He's down there. He's the 4th one down, Keith.
Oh damn. All right.
We're Oakland Raiders. This
That's a
bitch.
new one.
So now you're all the way to 97, bro.
It's all right.
Where's
We're
Zebel?
We're not gonna pass on the Kyle Hamilton because we want 2 players.
Is he Kyle Hamilton though? Kyle Hamilton came out as like the 2nd best player in the draft.
Yeah, but he wasn't at the time.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, you're
at the
fucked
time.
now.
Yeah,
You're
they
so
said he
fucked
was the
right
best
now.
football player in the draft.
All right, go ahead and peep the corners.
There's none left, bro. Kobe might be there.
Peep the corners. Yes, take him, Kobe. Give him to me
Right now.
right now,
All right.
bro. You gotta pick the player you want, bro. You need. You can't just.
King scored again. Let's go.
Oh, wow, I thought I said something good.
No, no, no.
No fucking way, bro.
Never in your life.
Go ahead and peep the
top 30 there. You got to pick at least one top 30.
Go ahead and look at the wide receivers for me.
Hey, Felton's a top 30.
Chicken.
I like Nash. But
chicken.
Okay, go ahead and go to running backs.
Chicken.
Rashard is going to be there for your top 30. He's going to be the first one. There he is.
Watermelon.
I like Rashard.
you got
Go
Bashul
down a
too.
little bit.
Watermelon.
You got 2 top 30 picks in the top pick.
Nah, he wants Merritt because he's from Arizona.
No, I was just kind of curious.
I like Bashul and I like Bashul, but you don't need to take him right now.
Cantaloupe.
All right, Dylan, you're supposed to be going faster.
Honeydew.
My fault. Go back to corners.
Motherfucker.
Broccoli.
I like broccoli with mayonnaise.
Chicken, cheese, and
Oh,
broccoli.
Zay Alexander's top 30.
Yeah, you can grab Zay Alexander. Hold on.
Have you guys ever had a
I got
peanut
B
butter
minus-
mayonnaise
I got a
sandwich?
B minus on the 5th round for him, so I don't know what you're about to get.
Keith, I would eat a peanut butter mayonnaise sandwich. However,
You should. It's good.
However, I don't want to waste the calories on something I'm not sure I like, and I just rather be a fucking pig and eat.
Can you go to
something
wide
rotten.
receivers?
I can promise you'll like it.
Bro, a peanut butter mayonnaise sandwich goes
Go
hard.
down.
Thank you, Mikey,
Especially
the
when
first
you add
person in my
jelly to it.
life.
Go down.
You ruined it.
No, I think it's tough.
Jimmy Horn Jr.
What do I have? Is this my last pick or I have one more?
Yeah, last pick.
This is my last pick?
Yes.
Give me Jimmy Horn Jr. Here we go.
Oh, he really did that. He really did that. Okay.
Horn Jr.
Name recognition draft.
He's like this right now.
This is guaranteed 2 starters and 1 Pro Bowl moving forward, which is better than what Questie's done his whole career here.
I got it.
Timmy, peanut butter and banana, but add some mayonnaise to that shit. It's bomb.
No. Give me a PB&J and give me some mayonnaise to it.
All right, grade in your draft. All right. Whoa!
Damn, bro.
Look at that.
No.
That's why we don't follow PFF.
Bro, that's not good.
Well, this is
Bro, that I would not take those first 2 picks back ever.
I don't even want to scroll down.
I'm kind of
scroll down
embarrassed.
because I want to see. Oh my God.
Bottom 7%.
Hey, look at Dylan. If you took a little more time with it, maybe you'd have done better.
No, bro, that's legit. Bro, I know who there is to pick. It's Derek Harmon, him. Barron's not dropping to us or a guard. Like, I would take a safety. I'm gonna
agree with Dylan a little bit that this is not a D plus draft. Emmanuel is not an F.
Yeah, it looks like an F draft to me.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
No, like Emmanuel, like most
is not a draft pick you select in the 3rd round.
No, I'm sorry, but Kobe wouldn't be a C- either. Emmanuel would be an A. I think Kobe would be a B. Jimmy Horn, I don't know.
I think Mari would be a B.
Kobe
Kobe Bryant be an F.
Kobe Bryant's a dog, bro. And
Hey,
you're
Kobe
tripping.
Bryant is a dog if he has a basketball in his fucking hands.
Oh my gosh.
The great thing is we get to find out.
That is the great thing. The second thing is we have to wait to find out.
Hey, what's crazy about Kobe Bryant?
You know what's great is
He'll be
we all
the
ain't going
second-
nowhere.
He'll be the second Kobe Bryant drafted in the past 5 years in the NFL. Like, I'm pretty sure we all wanted Kobe Bryant. You wanted Kobe Bryant 3 years ago.
Right.
Seattle got him.
Right.
But he was good.
Yeah, he was good no, he was never good in the NFL.
Where's Shaq? Try to end this shit.
Jack.
Yeah, I gotta bounce. My girl's gonna kill me. Peace out. Thanks for letting me mock.
You guys.
Later,
All right, Dylan.
Hey, you
See ya,
heard
buddy.
the source when we take a safety on draft night, y'all gonna be like, ha ha ha.
No, we might. We might. Like, I don't agree with that assessment on the F on him. The rest of it,
We're gonna find out.
we're gonna find out
All right, later, fellas.
later.
Happy birthday, Cody.
Hey,
All right, fellas. It's been 2 hours and 48 minutes. We might be able to end this before 3 hours. Doubt it. Cody has to work early in the morning, but it's his birthday. I don't give a fuck. But let's go ahead and get into these hot takes. Who's ready? Michael Fish, what do you got?
Rodgers, cornerback, is going to get burned for 3 or more 50-yard plus touchdowns this season.
Thank you, Orlando, for that. All right.
Wait, what?
For your cough in the middle of his take.
Sorry. I've been.
Want to redo it?
I do want you to redo it, please.
Our brand new cornerback, Mr. Rodgers, is going to get burned for at least 3 50 or more yard touchdowns this season.
Oof. I'm glad that's going to be on record, to be honest. Shaq, what do you got?
Minnesota will finish top 15 in rushing attempts and rushing yardage this year.
Okay. All right. I took that one last year with top 10 and I lost.
You gotta back it up a little. Top 15. Top 15. Top 10, but not that
top
high.
15. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and kind of stick with what we talked about, and that was the top 30 picks. The Minnesota Vikings will either draft or sign UDFAs. I need to do it over again. The Minnesota Vikings will either draft or sign 4 of their top 30 picks. I need to do it again. How can I say this, guys?
I don't know.
Okay. The Minnesota Vikings will draft or sign UDFAs for the top 30 picks. I did it wrong again. I had this all. I had this thing all set up.
Hit the beat.
Okay, there we go. I can't do it again.
All right, I'll take one. I'll take one, and
Go
you do it. Go after.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say that the Raiders take Will Lampkin in the second round of the NFL draft.
That's hot.
Oh my gosh.
I was thinking about doing a pick draft, but pick hot take, but that's hot.
Shit's hot.
What do you got, Cody?
The first round pick will be at pick 24, and it will either be Derek Harmon or Siobhan Ripple.
Ooh, I like it because that was close to mine. I was gonna say Harmon or Barron, so that was good. What do you got, Orlando?
My hot take is this: our first round pick will be Gabe Zebel, and that second round guy will be that defensive lineman from Tennessee whose name I cannot pronounce for the life of me. It's the guy that Cody and Shaq drafted second.
Okay, but I gotta pour water on this. How are they gonna draft Gray Zabel in the first and have a second round pick when they don't have a second round pick?
Okay, that's where it comes in. We
That's a hot
trade with someone below us, take Zebel, and then steal a second round pick from out of their asses. I think we're probably gonna trade with who's below us. I think we're gonna execute a trade with the Ravens.
Okay, that's fair. All right, let me try this again. The Vikings will draft or sign at least 4 players from their top 30 visits.
Nailed it.
100%.
Nailed it.
All right,
We
let's
got
get
4
it.
picks,
Our
right?
final. We have 4 picks and we have UDFAs.
Let's go.
What do you got, Michael Fish? Final words.
Happy birthday, Cody.
Thanks.
Love you, brother.
Love you too.
It's going to be a fun 2 weeks leading up to the draft. I know we didn't get to do Stumped, but for the 12 of you still watching, I have a question for you about a category that I'm thinking about for the future of Stump. Please comment yes or no. So I was thinking of a new category because, as you know, I like to keep it within people's fandom. So if you tell me I feel confident from 2000 up till current, then I give the category 2000 up till current. But I was thinking about a category where I have what player was this, what team game, what season was this, what game was this. I'm thinking about Viking legend. So if you were a fan starting in 2000, but should you still be able to guess John Randall or, a Viking legend, somebody who's a gold jacket or a multiple All-Pro or somebody like that, somebody outside your fandom? Should I be able to possibly drop it on somebody like, should Mike Orlando here be able to guess Chris Dolman?
Yes.
Or something to that effect, right? So do you think that would be a fair category? Yes or no?
Yeah, in the big term that you defined it in, for sure. If the guy was a real legit classic Viking, we all need to know about who they were
100%.
forever.
Yeah, if it's guys like you said, like Randall, Moss, AP, like guys who are like these big Minnesota Viking names. Why not do that? Like Viking legend class on Stumped.
Hell yeah.
Anybody else in the comments besides Robbie's 2-0?
You got my yes.
Well, let's test it out right now. Mike, what number did Chris Dolman wear?
What was it? Like 46.
That's actually close.
It's close,
bro.
dude.
Oh,
That wasn't that bad.
He wasn't even alive for that, bro.
Yeah, no, it's actually pretty good.
You're 10
56,
off.
just so you know. It was really good.
Oh, 56?
10 off. 56.
I'm not going to lie. I thought it was 57, but I'm tired.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so I got Stumped.
Well,
Bobby.
I just got to say this. And that's the Vikings will either draft or sign at least 4 players from their top 30 visits.
And he takes a shot as he's doing it.
All right, Orlando, final words.
All right. First off, I want to thank you guys for having me. Second off, Jared Goff, Jared Nightingale, Jared Leto, Jared Payne. Vikings are going 11-6 this season. And let's look forward to the draft. I want Zabel to be drafted, and I want Joe Flacco for free agency. Here, here.
Here, here.
Here, here.
And happy birthday, Cody.
Happy
Thanks,
birthday.
man.
Happy birthday, Cody. Shaq, what do you got?
So yeah, like everybody. Oh damn, I'm all choked up. Like everybody's been saying, happy birthday to Cody. Another year being a Minnesota Vikings fan. For your birthday, we didn't get to ask you this. Your birthday wish, who would you want the Vikings to draft if they stuck a pick?
They stuck a pick, Siobhan Revel Jr.
Really?
Okay, so now for your birthday wish, anybody in this draft, who do you want them to pick if they could go get them?
Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's easy.
That would definitely help the
That's
team.
fair.
Yeah.
And whoever's still watching, thanks for tuning in to another Let's Go episode. We try to do this weekly. We're gonna be live for the draft. Make sure you guys tune in because it's gonna be one for the ages. We're trying to break last year's view count. That's our goal. Even though it's gonna be hard because we don't have a top 15 pick or whatever, but it's always fun to watch the Minnesota draft because we always like something new. So make sure you tune into the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be there, baby.
Rinaldi.
This is the best, most fun Minnesota Viking podcast that exists. If you're not watching this and understanding how authentic and fun the people that are having while we're fucking doing this, you're not getting it, man. This is the best thing on the air that has to do with the Minnesota Vikings. And if you're a fan, you need to be watching this. Tell your friends, get them to come in here and check this shit out because you know what? It's pretty fun. And I think that it transfers through. Having said that, happy birthday, Cody, you motherfucker. Never had more fun than hanging out with you and Fish in Vegas. It was great. And someday we're going to all do it together. And hopefully that's really soon, man. So here's to you. Here's to Let's Skol. Let's fucking Skol.
Let's
fucking Skol.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Cody, birthday boy, what do you got?
Hey, be safe this weekend. Draft is in 2 weeks. You don't want to be sitting in a jail cell because you got all hammered and you did a Jordan Addison parking out of the airport or something. You don't want to do that. Just be happy to what the Vikings have right now. I think this is the best roster the Vikings have had since the 2000-2001 year. We have a quarterback coming in, kind of like it's like when we had Dante Culpepper that first year, and then we finally initiated him as the starter, the real starter from the start of the year, and he went on and we went to an NFC Championship game. I think we have the same kind of roster we do right now. I think it's a better roster for J.J. McCarthy than what Sam Darnold had last year, and we won 14 games. I think we are primed for the next 2 to 3 years. I said the window wasn't going to be open until 5 years. You know, I wanted to see what J.J. McCarthy could do in his rookie contract, but I think we're ready right now. And I think it's a BPA kind of draft this year. If it's not, then we're going left guard in the draft, and I don't see it happening. Give me Siobhan Rebel Jr. out of Eastern Carolina University. Let's fucking ride this thing all the way to the Super Bowl. Let's finally hold up a Lombardi Trophy. Let's play the motherfucking Buffalo Bills, and let's make them the first 0-5 goddamn team in NFL history.
Let's do it.
Trophy.
Ow.
I agree with Cody. Let's go Super Bowl. Let's do it for the first time, but let's play the Chargers.
The Chargers.
All right, everybody. Thank you who are still here. Thank you for everybody who watched. We'll see you guys next week on Thursday, where we've put a bow on this whole draft talk, and then we'll be here for the draft, the whole first round, and possibly the second and third round, depending on what we do. Till then, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.